Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go. Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go. Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go.
The KLAVR Flat Track Pod is brought to you by our partners: 193 Racing, MX Inc., Classic Wheel Spokes and Otway Hydro Blasting, Rider Sport, Euroka Fencing, and of course, KLAVR Flat Track products. They support us, so go support them. Now on to the episode. Go Flat Tracker.
All right, so here we are for the KLAVR Flat Track Pod. Myself, Tom Norby, and to make it confusing, another Tom Armstrong. We're going to cover the Yamaha Blue Crew Aussie Flat Track Nationals up at Maryborough a week or so ago at Action Park. Tom's our special guest, Tom Armstrong. See, it's already getting confusing. Is our special guest, and he's going to shed some light on what that was like, as Northy and myself couldn't make it up this time, as you would have heard on other pods. We're also going to get to know Tom a bit, because I don't know much about you, Tom, but I saw on Full Noise article that you've had a bit of a hiatus. You've lost a fair bit of weight, which I thought 13 kilos was a pretty mean feat, but 22 kilos, and you're getting back into racing. And yeah, so tell it. Maybe we'll start there, like we do on rider interview pods, and just tell us a bit about you and a bit about your racing history, how it all started for you.
Well, thanks for having me on. So I'm Tom Armstrong, obviously, in Griffith, New South Wales, local town here. We've got a local birth moving company here, Armstrong's Plan Hire, so director of that, and run about 20, 25 employees out of that, so it's just pretty busy. Started racing, I think, I've been 5 when I started. Just as everyone does, we turned up to a bit of a, I don't know, there might have been a supercross here in Griffith, actually. I can't remember what it used to be called. And we were there, like, sort of spectating. They had like a little 4-wheeler ring thing out the back, as far as I remember, like with the little blow-up ring around the outside, the little Yamaha Suzuki 50s they are. And the old man threw me. He said, "You want to have a go?" And I jumped on one, and I was absolutely terrible. I rode around the outside of the rail, around the whole thing, and couldn't even turn the bike in. And from there, we done another few more bike experiences at some friends' houses, and we ended up getting little Pee-wee 50s. And then sort of just ventured in from there, really. We've got a local motorbike club here, the Griffith Motorcycle Club, and we used to run a fair few club days. And me and my brother just sort of turn up on the Pee-wee 50 and the Pee-wee 80s and just cruise around that way. And I think as I got older, we started sort of going a bit further out, got a 60 and sort of started doing some Australian titles, and sort of won my first Australian title when I was 8 years old, and sort of just progressed from there. And sort of kept racing. I did some overseas stuff. I raced Speedway. I've been to America, raced there, and some dirt track over, some flat track over there. And sort of stopped for a little bit there, and then got back into it. It's been about 13 years, I think, since we had a competitive meeting. Me and Tom were talking on the phone earlier. Since I actually had a big race meeting, and decided to get myself fit. Lost a heap of weight, like you said before. 22 kilos was a big ask. The young bloke sort of got me a bit G'd up because he started riding. I've got a young fella at 7 now. He's sort of, same age as sort of Matt Davies, young bloke, and Mick Kirkness' young bloke, all pretty similar age. And he sort of got me excited. And I said to the missus, I might as well buy another bike. And we built it as an earthman. We built a pretty cool track at my old man's house, and I cut some laps, and I started getting itchy feet again, and then decided, I seen this AFTN thing come up, and I was pretty darn excited. I thought this is a pretty cool layout, something different to the Australian dirt track scene, and sort of went from there. Yeah,
awesome. So, it's been a fairly, because that's the thing, we always see someone that, not always, but most of the time you don't know about their journey, and that's what we sort of try to get into a bit on the pod, because you sort of see someone come out and they blitz everyone, and they go, "Oh, fucking," it's like a new number one sort of thing. But you've got a fair bit of history there behind you. I'm sort of interested in the racing you did in America with the flat track stuff. Was it pro level, or was it amateur level? Or?
It was the amateur nationals. I think, I remember on an earlier pod I was listening to, I don't think it was yours, I'm not sure who else it was. It was talking, Mick Kirkness was on there, and he sort of mentioned that we were sort of the first. There was a bit of a crew from Griffith that went over there. We were the first guys to really sink our teeth into the AMA flat track scene, to be honest. I think we were the first guys, and then Mick and Luke Goff followed suit a couple of years later, I think it might have been. I I think I went over to 125 two-stroke. I think I was 15 or 16. It was in 2004. Went over and did the full amateur national series that goes through a week. Very similar to how it is now. It's probably a little bit more serious. Oh, it was big. Like when we done it, was huge. But yeah, we went over there and did the full amateur nationals and did some outlaw meetings and stuff like that. But like I said, I wish I was a little bit older and done it. But yeah. Ended up, I won an AMA national title over there in the 125 class. Yeah, bring home the big number one American national champion plate and stuff. It was pretty cool. There was a couple other fellows in Griffith that done really well too. A fellow Mark Kirkman, his name is. I think he won a title there too. But yeah, it was a fair while ago. But yeah, we were sort of the first ones to go over there on the 19s and test it out. We took all our bikes over in crates. Like we packed them all up and sent them over, and it was pretty epic the way we sent them over. But yeah, we ended up putting them all together when we got there and in a car park, in a Walmart car park. Yeah, there's a fair story behind it. Like it just sort of how we done it, and it was pretty I don't know what the word is.
I think that was talk and chatter that Mick was talking about that.
Oh yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Bring back the 125 class. I reckon they're awesome flat tracking.
Yeah. No, it was it. Like, well, just now I'm sort of back into the scene a little bit. I'm very heavily watched the AMA stuff now. Like when we done it was at Springfield. When we done it, Illinois. We done it. I think it was all the rounds, a half mile, and all the short track and stuff was over there. But we were pretty good. We rocked up we had a van. We all turned up, the riders turned up there. We had this old Pantex truck and all our bikes were just smashed in the back of that. And it was big. Like, it was a big thing to go there and ride over there. At the time, I was like the current Australian champion here in Australia. I was doing really well as a junior. You know what I mean? I think that was my 16th Australian title that I won here as a junior. And that's what the old man said. We should go over and venture over and have a look over there. And there was a fella in town by the name of Matt Pulowski that actually organised it all, and we sort of just jumped on board, and he got in contact with all the Yanks over there. And yeah, as the Yanks are, when Aussies come over, they're very, very helpful, and got us a lot of meetings, and we got a fair bit of publicity out of that. It was pretty big at the time for us to come over and do that.
Did you find the community in the flat track more helpful than like community in speedway? Like, say you went overseas to race speedway. Were they the sort of same? Was it the same sort of atmosphere, or was it a bit more competitive than like in the flat track side of stuff? Or
I'd say the speedway's a lot more, very more competitive. Like speedway's like a job over there, isn't it? So you're there to do a job. Where the flat track scene's more of that everyone's very welcoming, and Americans, everyone wants to get around you, the Aussie boys here, and it's pretty cool. Like. Yeah, they are. It was completely different to go over there. Like, I reckon it'd be different now to what it is. It's probably a bit more professional the way everything's done, but it was pretty laid back, the amateur national scene, but it was huge. Like when we turned up, it was we were dumbfounded how big flat track was over there. We didn't even really know. I didn't know how big flat track was. Watch Any Sunday and all them sort of things where it was pretty cool, but you don't. When you get over there, you're actually mind blown how big the setup is and how they run it. So.
Well, from the sound of it, I think 2004 AM Nationals was probably bigger than it is currently at the moment. I don't think it's dwindled. It's more just it's lost its shine a little bit. Not sure what the cause of that is or why that is, but that's what they're working on, and trying to get fans' choice involved and having footage of it and all that sort of stuff, and having more amateur stuff highlighted. So it's good to see that they're dealing with it, and it's awesome to see guys like yourself come out of I suppose you would have called it retirement, especially if you put that much weight on. I think you were having quite a few good Friday nights.
Well, pretty much since I got home from England, after I had sort of big crash, I sort of did one dirt track and then pushed everything to the side and concentrated on work, and sat me butt in a grader for a fair few years, and food tastes pretty good. So I was I banged a bit. I wasn't massive, but then I did look at a photo I think last year, and I sent it in a group chat, and they said, "Geez, you could." There was a picture of a fish, and someone said, "Geez, you could cut like 12 fillets off Tom's chin by the looks of that." And I went, and I said it hit home pretty hard. And I went, "Geez, you know what? You're getting up there, buddy. You need to sort that out." But But anyway.
Yeah, easy to put on, hard to get off, isn't it?
Oh, it's you know what, no, I actually lie. I reckon I got it off quicker than I put it on. Like it come off
Oh,
really
really?
quick. Mate, I
Yeah,
was like, I did this online like just one of those Instagram online ones.
yeah,
And I looked, it kept coming up on your phone, when you go on something and then you press it, and then you get like 20 different ones will come up. And then
yeah,
it kept coming up. So I said, learn more. And then it was pretty expensive at the time. And you know what? I lost 18 kilos in 12 weeks. It was incredible. Like, yeah.
yes. Oh,
And
right.
yeah, it was incredible. 18 kilos. And I wasn't starving. Like I was still eating relatively okay. The first 2 weeks was a killer, but yeah, crazy amount of weight, like to lose that fast. And I wasn't even trying that hard at the gym, to be honest. I wasn't doing cardio. It's just all weights, and it come off really quick, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
couldn't get around the eat more to lose weight. I'm
No,
like,
it's
what
weird.
the hell? And when I started, like when Gerd started hitting me up and say, like trying to get me to the carnivore diet and whatever else, I saw the amount that they recommend you eat, and I'm like, that's double what I'm eating now. I'm like, how the hell is that
Yeah.
going to work? And next thing you know, I was 10 kilos down. Now I'm 20
Yeah.
kilos down. And I'm like, okay, well, I
It's
ain't
good,
going to
man.
argue with the science.
No, it's a good way. Good on you, man. Yeah, it's you can't recommend it to some guys enough to tell me how easy it is. Like I was phenomenal, like how easy it was to get it off. I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Just
and it's
find
more
a
about
method that works
what
for
you're
you, I
eating,
guess.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's just about how much you eat and what, like, I know sort of train my body now and what to eat and what not to eat. And, you know what I mean? And going to the gym too, you got to do something physical, I think, to help burn it, to get rid of it a little bit too. You definitely got to be doing something. But sugar was my killer. I'm a sweet tooth, man. It sort of brought me unstuck pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was
Yeah,
rum
I
and
drink.
coke. That was doing
No,
what was
I'm not a
doing
Yeah, rum
drinker,
me.
and
so I'm
coke
all
will do
right.
it.
I don't drink.
Yeah, that was all right. No, I was
Yeah.
I was a big piss head, and I got to the point where I stopped. It was the same thing when I used to smoke. I just stopped. It was just something
Yeah,
switched.
yeah.
Yeah, well, junk food was where all my weight came from. Stopping at the servo and getting junk food at the same
Yeah,
time.
it's
Yeah,
too easy.
that's
Yeah,
When you're
100%.
younger, mate, you don't care. You just eat and you just burn it off straight away. But I reckon once you hit your sort of mid-20s, you go, holy shit, it actually does stay on you. Yeah. Yeah.
Your leathers don't fit no more, and you're like,
Mate,
this is going to
funny
be
story of
expensive.
that. I come home from when I stopped racing, when I got from Speedway. I had I got a brand new set of Kevlars, the Liniac ones, like Smick ones.
Yeah.
And I tried to put them on 12 months later. I couldn't get them on. And no joke, about 6 weeks ago or when it was, the missus reckoned, do you reckon fit into them? I said, nah, not yet. I went and zipped them clean up, mate. I reckon I could go out there and, I looked perfect in them. Yeah, zipped it right up. And I'm like, oh, this is sick. Look, I could actually wear these.
Let's build you a GM 500 and see if you still got it.
Nah, mate, I'm not going down that route. It was incredible. I actually put them on. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
me.
pretty cool. Yeah, it was. It was a big
so when you went to England, so you're obviously doing speedway in England. Is it in Europe as well, or just England?
Nah, so it's a bit of a scene. Like I stopped racing the dirt track. I don't know. It would have been like 2009, 10, I think, and like I'm a bit of an ambitious sort of guy, and I thought, well, let's, I'm very good. I've got some really good friends in the speedway community. I've got the Kurtz boys very close with Todd, being him best mates, talk on a daily basis. Mick Poole, if you know Mick Poole, best family friends with Mick Poole. Like I actually raced speedway when I was younger for a fair while, and I sort of walked away from it and it's just as a young age, the speedway in England it was big, but it wasn't there. Then all of a sudden you see some kids that you raced against over there doing it as a job, and I thought they were pretty cool. And I was getting on age where I was only 20. Would have been 19, 20. And then I said to the old man and Mick, I might have a go at speedway. I said, yeah, good on you. So I was pretty average. I wasn't the greatest. Like sort of struggled a bit to get the track. We built a track at home and I sort of rode. And then I said, I wouldn't mind going over to England and have a look. Like I went over there back and forth 3 times to try and get a team spot there. That's how hard it was to try and get it into a team. Like I was doing meetings over there. I was doing relatively good, you know what I mean? Just in the lower league and stuff like that, and some open meetings. And Todd, I used to live with Todd over there, Kurtz, most of the time, and a couple other fellas that helped me out. And they're very supportive people over there too. There's a lot of Aussies that can help you out, sort of thing, in that scene, the speedway scene. Very easy to, get a ride or if you need help. But I signed for the Scunthorpe Scorpions in 2012, I think it was. And like the first meeting, I go out and I scored a couple of points. Like, that's the best thing. Don't go and get a 0 first meeting. You want to score a couple of points. I go out and I break a primary chain and puts me straight into the fence and punches all my lungs and absolutely made a mess of myself. Yeah. Done. she's over. Like, I've waited so long to get that ride and finally done it. First meeting, you couldn't think of it any worse. And that sort of brought me unstuck a fair bit and dropped a lot of confidence out of that. And yeah, like, it was such a journey to get to that point, and then to get to that point and go, you're kidding, like what's the chance of breaking a chain, you know what I mean? And whether it was lack of, well, brand new bikes, I had good setup, and then go out and do that, and end up having to get fit again. I did get fit, and I did do another couple of meetings, but I was struggling like big time mentally, probably the most. A bit scared, to be honest. I'd say the word scared. You know, didn't want it to happen again. And you get to that age of 23, you know what I mean? You're thinking, like, you're only young still, obviously, but you're sort of worried, and you got a business back home here that you can potentially go and be successful at. And
you got 16-year-olds nipping at your heels that are just as fast and have got so much.
100%, mate. You're a number there, man. At the end of the day, like, they've got the development they've got over there in their national league to come up. And another Aussie to take your spot over there is just like a walk in the park, you know what I mean? You're not scoring points. You're going to go, like, you got to be doing this. And the club was awesome to me, you know. They helped me get back fit again, and they were so supportive, and they knew, like, what sort of potential I had. But, yeah, I sort of lost a bit of the heart, and, sort of got a little bit, didn't want to sort of, get hurt anymore, to be honest. It actually freaked me out. I was in the intensive care for like 2 weeks, and hissing blood for fucking like a week straight. It was scary stuff. Yeah, I was in a bad way. Yeah. It sort of freaked me out a bit. I had no family there too. Like, I was over there by myself. I'd had, like, obviously friends and stuff, but they're doing their thing, man. They're doing their job too. So I can't lean on them to come and help me. And I was nearly going to send the oldies, a mum over to come comfort me, but it didn't happen. But I just someone to talk to, you know what I mean? Like, they put you up with the family and stuff there, but at the end of the day, like, it's good to have family around, but it's sort of, it put the wind up me, put it that way. And
I know what it's like and how cutthroat it is. Like, I've got relatives that live in like around the Essex area, East London, and they go to the Speedway meetings all the time, and they tell me about the Premier League, and then the Elite League, and then League 3, and there's like 5 leagues under that. And not only you've got the British junior riders coming into those championships, you've also got the Aussies trying to make their name, and then you've got all the Polish riders, all the Swedish riders, and then you've got like every other country in Europe, all their riders going to England to try and get a start in the base leagues there as well, and as well as the other leagues from other countries too. So, I think Speedway in that respect in England is extremely difficult, as you experienced firsthand. But being a dirt track being a sort of homegrown sport, did you ever look into any dirt track in England at all, like the DTRA or anything like that? Or
nah, never did. It was like, I don't know, like, you see them doing it over there. It was pretty, like, I did see some guys because that Scunthorpe track, I'm pretty sure they race dirt track there. Like, you see the setup. It's a bit familiar to the US stuff, I think, to be honest, the way they set their bikes up and with the 19s, and it's pretty cool. Like, I think there is some pretty good riders there. I didn't really, never really thought about it, you know what I mean? Not being rude, sound talking flat track.
You had your eye on Speedway,
You had your eye on Speedway there, and you know what I mean, to go downgrade to flat track, and you're there to do a job. It was, you know what I mean? And you got that in, like you said before, you had that in the back of your mind where you got, if I don't score a point, man, I'm gone, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to lie, my racing career from in the last sort of 5 years, like, when that was going on, that's what sort of affected me a lot. My old man still talks about it to this day. Like, your capabilities were unreal, but your head space was, worried about everything, like worried about the smallest things and who's here at the track, like who's showing up. Tom Northey's turning up, like, he's going to beat me today. You know, that's what it happened. Like, and it was bad. Like, it was. It started to really play effect in how I was riding, and you know, whereas now, like, you know what I mean, like, I'm having fun with it, I'm enjoying it. It's a bit different now. You're a lot smarter and wise. You don't have to sort of worry about that. I wish I had that sort of headspace when I was a bit younger, to be honest. But it's sort of where it sort of brought me unstuck pretty quick, was the headspace too, when after it all happened. So.
Mine's is crucial, as every racer knows. When you're having a bad day or the morning doesn't start the way you expected it to, when you feel like you're on the back foot, and then you get to the gate and you either are on the back foot and you try so hard to claw back and it just keeps going the wrong direction. I think that's every racer's nightmare, especially when it comes to big things and high pressure situations, like being at meetings where, you know what I mean, that one race or those 5 races in that meeting is everything or nothing. yeah, it's brutal in a sense, and as hard as speedway is. Yeah, I completely understand.
Yeah, it's just like you go and get a zero on your first ride, like you're on the back foot straight away, and you don't
Yeah.
want that. Like the team's like relying on you to score points for that team, and you know what I mean. And your 1 point could be the save you by the end of the night. You know what I mean? If you don't score and the team finishes like you've lost by a point, you know you feel that, and that. And then the crowd, like, I was getting in the wrong headspace on the forums and stuff where it's, you know what I mean, you've got to stay away from that sort of thing. It's bad, like what, you know, like who rode bad by the night. And then, it's toxic. It's a toxic environment if you get involved in that sort of thing. And the shit it was I sort of tried to stay away from it, but I kept sort of, playing around my head too much.
As much as you try and ignore the social media thing, you see shit pop up and go, oh, what's that? And, oh, what the hell? You got 50 people bagging you out, and you're like, hold on, you're just a prick sitting on the lounge with a gut full of beer. Like,
I was dad mode. I was dad mode to dominant mode the other day. It was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. And then when someone posted something about me,
that's creative. I quite like that. From the
So you hung up the boots and you came home and concentrated on business, family.
Yep.
You obviously picked up a chick somewhere along the way.
This is I don't know how, but I was punching above my weight there. Definitely punching, still punching now. But sort of just come home and settle down a bit, like from that. And we've got two kids now. I've got a 7-year-old young fella, and my daughter, she's 4 now, and I'm married, and we've got a house and director of a business. You know what I mean? I've come a long way. I'm very fortunate to have, a family business with my father and my grandfather starting our business here in Griffith, and very fortunate to have that in my back pocket the whole time, to be quite honest. You know what I mean? Not saying we're rich people, but we had tracks to ride at when I was younger, and Dad was very supportive of it in the dirt track scene when I was younger, and super appreciative of that to get us to where we are now. So but other than that, hung up the boots. Just didn't want to really have anything to do with a bike, to be honest. Like I couldn't care. Everyone just talked about bikes, and I used to just. I'm not interested. Don't really care. You get it. You do. You don't care. Like, and then fishing become a problem. So I hooked into that, as you would see on my socials. But I'd just hung it up and thought, you know what, I've had a crack at it. I went over and had a go, and it didn't work out. What are you going to do? And but in saying that, I didn't lose contact with the motorbike people though. It's funny. It's a funny, it's a funny sport because you generate so many close friends out of motorbikes. It's crazy. Like, and you don't even live in the same town. I've got best friends that are out of town still. We still speak to every day. Like it's madness. But I sort of hung around the scene.
That's how with me in Girds. I speak to Girds every single day. Just
it's cool.
About whatever. And he's where you live 6 hours away. Like
it's cool. Like it's just a good sport for that for families and stuff. And I didn't have anything to do with bikes until my young fella sort of got a little bit older. He wasn't super keen on the bikes, but all of a sudden it just clicked for him, and he's a rev head now like me, and then it got me excited. And I don't know. Sometimes I think, what are you doing, mate? Like, but then I thought, nah, stuff it. You know what I mean? Why not have another go? And I've only got a few years in it. You know what I mean? I'll also have a good go at it. But that's pretty much. But once I got home from England, I didn't do much. Just worked and fished, and hung up the young bloke and built tracks, and all of a sudden I've got a bike again. So
next minute you signed up for round 1 and 2 in Maryborough, so we'll segue into the Aussie flat track mats. I read in Full Noise, I don't know if they interviewed you or are these your words or not, but I read that, you didn't go in with high expectations, but your results were impressive. Pretty good lineup in there. There was one rider missing, Jared Brooks, that could have changed things up a bit as well. But do you think that's going in there with no expectations and just, like you're saying, not being too serious about racing? I'm only assuming here, and we all know what assumption is like, but I'm assuming no one's paying you to go racing, or there was no pressure like that on your shoulders. So you just went out there to have a good time, came home with I think I've got it right, a second, a third, and 2 firsts. Is that right?
Yeah, that was second and first. Yeah, so the first day on the dirt, the flat track, I think it was. I think I got his first, second, third, I think, and then the next day I got 2 seconds and 2 firsts. Yeah,
Yeah, cool. So walked away smiling, did a pretty good burnout for the
yeah,
100%.
fans.
That was a fat skid.
probably get over the top for a round win, but I thought
If you win, how are you going to top that if you win the end of it at Gunnedah? You're going to have to blow the tyre off the rim.
I'll have to fucking do something stupid. I'll have to blow it off and pipe, like just ghost you. I don't know. That'd be impressive.
Just
But yeah,
ghost
no,
you.
I honestly went into those rounds 1 and 2 dead set. My ambition was to make the A group.
Yeah,
And
right.
I listen, I've been riding at home and I built, in my defense, I built a pretty cool short track at home. I actually built, if you want to go down that path, so the journey to get to where it was, if you want to go, so we
100%.
so bought a 450. I was still pretty heavy at the time, built it, got some suspension back. I thought, yeah, right, we'll have a ride. And, you don't never lose it on a bike. And I went out and done some laps. I was like, am I enjoying it? I don't know. Am I still enjoying doing this? Or I just want to ride with the young fella and cut some cool laps and, throw a bit of style out and cruise around. And then we thought, why not? So I built another track out there. I built a better one. And then I got onto some good mates with Tom Herrick and very close mates with Matt Davies, and I built a Jack Pine Gypsies track at my house. I got on Google Earth and measured it.
Yeah.
And I built a very similar track for Tom to ride on. I thought, well, if he's it'd be cool because I'll ride it. If I build it, Tom will come over and ride it. If I want to ever, go to the States or something, like there's going to be something cool to ride again. And I was burning around on that, and I had a 450 and I sold it. I did a practice start here and I went, what I actually said to the missus, I got home, I was like, I'm not even enjoying it. Like, I don't know, I had some mixed emotions about it. And do I want to get deep into it again? And then I said, fuck. And I got itchy feet again. And so I bought another 450, a brand new one off Matt. And we ended up getting some really good suspension done through Franco built me some good suspension, some WP stuff we ended up putting in my Honda. And I did some laps and the bike felt really good. And I thought, fuck, I feel pretty racy here. And we ended up just doing some laps and laps and laps and laps and laps. And Matt reckons, you're going to Maryborough. And I said, I don't know, yeah. I said, you ride Granite pretty good. And I said, yeah, I don't mind that. And we rode, and we went to Forbes not that long ago. And I rode there for a club day. And I went out. All the boys had Michelin's, like me and Herrick and a few other guys had some 19s on, and I went out and went really well. Like I actually won a race against like Grant Sharnock when he was on Michelin's, and I won it on the 19s and so on. And Matt comes in again, he goes, "We're going to Maryborough."
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. We're going now. Like, I mean,
when I saw the Davies motorcycles on your radiator shroud, I'm like, "You're going to Maryborough for sure."
Matt's done real well out of me. Don't worry. Yeah. And so
he
actually
called me and he goes, "You coming to Maryborough?" And I said, "I can't, mate. I've got so much shit on." I go, "Why?" And he goes, "We need someone that can spin more spanners. We've got more on the crew."
And another bloke came to me and said, "You're doing well in 19s," and it actually gave me a little bit of hope. And I thought, fuck, maybe maybe I go too bad. And then, I ended up beating Tomer on that day, and I thought on the 19s, and that sort of sparked a bit of light, and he was stirring me up, and then we said, right, like we'll go. And I did another practice day the other weekend at Albury before AFTN on that new TT track. When I then did some laps there and felt good there. And then I said, fuck, we're going to Maryborough anyway. So I flew up there like a big factory rider. I didn't even drive. I just flew up. Young Jai French, he's from Griffith. Yep. They were very good and they took my bike up for me and went up with another fellow, Sam Hollins from back here. And we went up, we rocked up into the first round. I think I went out for qualifying. And I think I qualified third in the first practice thing they go by. And someone said, "No, you're looking pretty good, mate." You know what I mean? I said, "Yeah, I feel not too bad." And then we went out again and ended up making to the Super Pole. I said, "This is not good." I said, "This was fun. This was fun fucking 20 minutes ago." I said, the race pace has come out. And I went, fuck. Here we go. So we rock up Super Pole and Dave Manick goes, "You know how to do this?" I said, "Not really." And I said, I said, well, just what are you going to do? He goes, do a hot lap. Went out, and I think we finished third in that day for qualifying. So we had third on the row. And the first race I went out and Wixie sort of pulled me and gapped me, and I ended up staying in second that race. And then the next one I went out, I think it was a 15 lapper, if I remember it. And I come in, I was gassed. Like, I was fucking cooked, mate. Like, yeah, the red face was on. And then I went out in the third one and won it, and I've come back in the pits, and I finished the story. My old man is up in Kununurra, right, fishing. He's up there. His mum and dad go to Kununurra, which is the top of Australia, Western, and I get wind that he's coming down to watch me. And I said, you're fucking kidding me. I said, don't come down. I said, I don't need any pressure from you. It's from the old man to turn up. Sure enough, he turns up. Him and mum turn up in the pits. And anyway, after the third race, I'm sitting in the pits, and I looked at the old man. I said, fuck, it's not fun anymore. He goes, what do you mean? I said, fuck me. I said, now I'm going to win this last one to get over on the day. And then the race face. Then the race face came out, and everyone's talking to me, and I had the straight face on, and we were real serious. And then we got the win on that first day, that last one. It felt so good. And honestly, I hadn't had that feeling, that winning feeling like that for quite some time. I reckon it would have been, a good 15 more plus 20 years since I had that winning feeling like that. And that's the drug, like that's the addiction right there. And I thought, fuck, that was cool. That felt so good to go out and win that. And I did a little victory lap, and I've come in, and I was super pumped. And then honestly, I didn't think, and when I get home, back to the motel at night, I got all these people messaging me like out of the, oh, yes, fucking so good. A lot of Speedway people, so good. They're like, good to see you back on a bike. You know what I mean? Chris Holder and all them guys are messaging, good on you, man. Like, yeah, so sick. I was like, and then Brady Kurtz messages me, because me and Brady are good mates. He goes, I seen your winning thing come up, AFTN do the winning thing. He goes, surely I thought you've won the B class. And I said, fuck you. I said, it was pretty funny. And he goes, surely I thought you won the B class. I thought you fucking smart ass. And anyway, and I'm getting a phone call from like Australian Motorcycle News, I think it was. I think that's where they picked up a bit of info from, and he's done a full chat. I'm going, fuck me, like, what's going on? Fuck, I'm getting all this publicity, and this is cool. Like, I like it. And then I've said, there's no way I can back it up the second day. Like, that was a fluke. And sure enough, we go back out, and I qualified good again, and had my mate out the middle. We're getting a bit serious. He's out in qualifying, and he's standing out the middle watching the phone, and he's holding the two fingers up like you're in second or third or fourth, and he's going 2-2. So we qualified second, then went to the Super Pole, ended up taking out the Super Pole, and then fuck. And that's when it sort of kicked in. I thought, fuck me, like, this is becoming
I've got a bit on here.
I've got a bit on here. This is getting a little bit too serious. Like, you know what I mean? And it was cool. Like, it was super sick. And then the Sunday was a bit of a blur. Like, we just had a good day all around, and sort of end up winning the last two rides. And we're just consistent on the board, on the podium, really. That's what sort of got me the win, I think. And, I was fucking super stoked. Like, I honestly, that whole week after that, I was so buzzing about it. And, you know what I mean? I was, the amount of people that rang me and messaged me out of the woodworks, and it was cool. It was a good feeling. Like, I did enjoy it. And the biggest problem now is I've got a red plate, and I've got a big target on my back now. And I was like, fuck, I did not want that. Like, you know what I mean? I was, you know what I mean? If I'd have went up there and run like 10th or mid-pack, it would have been fun without being rude. Like, I would have had more fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you go out there and put a bit of a statement on. It's like, everyone said, soak it up where you can, mate. You know what I mean? Like, just embrace it all. And, you guys contacted me for doing this, and I thought that was pretty cool. And, you know what I mean? It's just,
you fucked the sport now, though. Because everyone's going to go and have, you fuck the sport now. Everyone's going to go and have 12 years off a bike so they can come back really hot.
22 kilos and fucking get into it. Don't worry. I've had a few guys messaging me saying, fuck, I should go and get a bike. It was a big lead up. Like, that was a big lead up to that. And at least 5 times I said to a couple of good friends that I'm not doing it. I'm just glad I got rid of the weight. You know what I mean? That was, the missus said to me, but you've done all that work. I said, fuck. And it was a big lead up to get to that. But I didn't have any racing behind me for it. And everyone's like, you should be racing. I said, I'm not about that. I'm just going to have fun, man. And it was probably the best thing I'd done, was going up there. But the racing instinct come back really quick. Like, you're off the bike for so long, but you don't realise, practice is good. You can put a good style on and throw it around and do, but the intensity of the race and come back really fast. I was quite amazed how quick I sort of made passes on the first day. Like, I made 3 or 4 quick passes in the first 2 laps, and you know what I mean? All that come back really fast. My starting was terrible, but I was terrible starter. Yeah, so, but yeah, no, it was unreal. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, I think that racecraft, I think they like to call it these days, is yeah, like you said, you can practice all you like, but yeah, until you're actually in the intensity of a race, that's those, I don't know, those instincts, you can't practice them. I don't think. I think that's what makes the
Nah,
good
no,
races good races.
no, there's no practice in that sort of stuff. You know, I come in, I had a few scuff marks up the back of my bike, and I'm like, where'd they come from? You know, I mean, it must have been pretty close. And then Grabham actually, his mate Matt Ryan comes up to me and goes, "Oh, Grabbo's got a gift for you." And I said, "What's that?" And he threw his gear shifter at me. I snapped his gear shifter off, so I must have been pretty close out there. I was like, "You're fucking kidding me!" I said, "I didn't even know. Like, I never passed him. I didn't think it was that close, but." I snapped his. And luckily, that race had got red flag because that's when Cooper Archibald. Like I made a little bit of a slip. Like in his defence, it was I made a little slip, but I sort of wasn't. And he come in and just sort of clouded me up the back of the leg and actually busted my leg up pretty bad, tore me nylons like up me on me bare skin was showing. And then it was in that race there. Luckily, he got the golden gear shifter on it. So yeah, but yeah, I couldn't believe it. I got a gift for you. The fucking dirty old gear shifter. And I went, oh fuck, what am I doing? Yeah,
yeah, what am I doing?
But I said to Mrs. like on the way back from Albury after we had a ride the other day, I said, you know what? I said, I actually feel like the fittest and the fastest I've felt on a dirt track bike right now. I said, it's really weird. I said, I don't know why. Yeah, I felt, that's what I said. I said, I feel so comfortable and I don't know if it's been a bit older and, you know, being a bit smarter and stuff. And yeah, that's what I said on the way home. And I said, I feel really good on the bike. I don't know why, but yeah. I never trained like this when I was younger, but so yeah.
So how was your confidence with Aubrey? I know there's a few people that have said to me that's their sort of their joke around, the one they want to try and cause the least damage at. What are your thoughts about Aubrey being a lot loamier track than most of others?
Yeah, I think Aubrey track would be pretty cool. Like the other day, the TT track I rode was really I really, really enjoyed it. It was pretty tight. Like the new section they built on was pretty tight. Like I was talking to Matt Fife and was sort of trying to work it out. And I had sort of a few opinions out there, just trying to make it a little bit better. But very, very cool layout. It's got plenty of potential. I think it'll take a little bit of bedding in. It got a little bit chopped out, but it did have a lot of rain before it. But it's more of a clay granite, I would say, to be honest, because it sticks to your bike. Like, yeah, I wouldn't say.
Is that the TT section?
Yeah, the whole thing. The whole thing is a bit clay. Yeah, even like I noticed, I don't know, Darcy's probably ridden there a few times. I don't know. It seems to be pretty clay. Like it sticks to your bike compared to like any other deco granite.
Yeah, okay.
It gets a little bit slimy, but at the same time, it's pretty grippy. Like, yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. I think I don't know what way they're going to go, whether they're going to run the short track or they're running the dirt track. I don't know if you guys know anything, but I've heard mixed emotions about it. And,
I don't know.
Yeah, not anything solid, just sort of assumptions and what they reckon. Yeah.
I think the short track is pretty
it can be a fairly heavy surface. Like
depends how they prep it. Yeah,
it just depends how they prep it. If they do it like Speedway prep, it will be mint. I mean, probably for the best racing, Speedway prep, in my opinion, would be the way to go.
I think so. I don't think if you get it, I don't think it'll groove up there. It will groove up into the first corner. I think like off the main straight, like it did the other day. It got really, really rough. Like it was. Like I'll go back to Maryborough and being rough. Like holy shit, I've never ridden a track like that before. Like it was that rough up there. Like it was incredible. Like the brake, they had some carnage up there with like the smaller bikes and the wheels, and there was some big crashes that weekend. Yeah, at Maryborough. It was like the poor little ladies. They were just getting lifted. You know, like young Hugo Holmes got smashed, and which one of the other Lenny, Lockie Duggan on the 250, he got smashed down there in his foot, and there was kids coming off everywhere, and me and Matt Davies walked out in the track the other day, and we put like a drink in the bottom of one of the ruts, and it was it would have been 150 mil deep, I reckon, the ruts that were coming out of the corners. Oh, serious man, it was insane. Yeah,
and that's a fairly new surface up there too, isn't it? So do you think that was part of the problem?
The oil was actually pushing through in a lot of spots. You could see the oil coming up through the track. Yeah, but not really bad. But yeah, you could definitely see it in the insides of the track coming up. if you were pretty smart, you'd sort of try and hit a few ruts and use it like a motocross bike, to be honest, and and jump out of them and that stuff. But the track's cool as like it's a mad track. I really do hope they go there again, or Queensland do another round up there. I think they should get another round there. Being a new surface, being an earth mover too, my track did similar things. Like when I put the granite over the top of mine, it does take a little bit to bed in.
Yeah.
Once it beds in, I think it'll be pretty cool. I've never ridden a dirt track that rough, and I'll come back to that. And a 15 lapper on that. It's a big track too, and it took the gas out of you. Yeah, and you had to be super like conservative on the throttle and the braking. It was pretty intense. But yeah, I think
I've got a practice track at home too, and
yeah.
I haven't actually. Well, I did bring in some surface, but it wasn't sand granite. And I think a lot of people, even racers that have never done track prep, don't understand that how much work it actually takes. And you really want to do all the work probably 3 weeks beforehand, and then let the track sit for a good week and keep rolling over it. Like if you want a real firm surface with it.
Yeah.
That won't necessarily groove up either, but just because dirt is a funny thing, and they're there's so much different types of dirt. Is what I'm trying to say too. So only the people that prep that track regularly will know how it handles. Like Johnny at Broadford, he's been doing that track for so many years. He knows.
Yeah.
If I do it on Monday, but if we get rain on Wednesday, the track will be fucked. But if I do it on Monday and we don't get any rain, it's going to be perfect.
Perfect, I know firsthand, mate. I do the Griffith track here. I know how hard it is.
Exactly. So
to prep an oil-based track, like it's very hard, and it's hard when people judge it too. And especially like we're pretty spoiled here at Griffith. Like when we do I've got a grader available all the time. Like, and people don't have that too. You know what I mean? It makes it hard. And like. It's one thing I think with the granite track, but like I was saying to a few guys, I think when you run the granite tracks on the 19s, you either got to with granite tracks got to be maintained all day. Like you can't let them try and go blue. It doesn't work. No, you've got to maintain them. Where like a clay or oil track, you can let it go all day and it'll just sort of do its thing. But with the granite side of things, I really think that you got to prep them all day. Like in between, you got to quick grade, little water, look after them. It's very hard to let them go and just do rounds after rounds after rounds because it ends up just chopping the crap out of there.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you with that. And it doesn't have to be a full work. It just has to be run over with a smudge or, a couple of cars rolling around or whatever with tyres. It all helps.
Yeah, no,
but it's track prep. That's probably about 8 episodes worth, I reckon. If we've got people that do track prep like yourself, we could
go
just
on and on and on.
Oh yeah, because
I'd be in on that one, boys. I'm a fan of moving dirt, so
I
love a good track prep. Don't worry, ask the boys when they come and ride here. Like we come over the other weekend. I had the drains come over and Jed and all them come over for a ride at my track, and I had the multi-tire roll, and it was this all groomed, and they were like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Then they go back to Jack Pines in the States, and then they go,
fuck, that was epic yesterday. I was like, look at that. You can't even slide. Like, it was just rough.
It's fucking rough. It looked rough to me. When I was watching practice, I'm going, fuck me. That looks shocking.
Yeah, I know. I was getting a few videos and I was like, what is going on here? But anyway, it looked good today though. It looked smick today.
Yeah. After qualifying yesterday, I called Jack Sleeves, which is Tom Herrick's mechanic. I said, how's it going? And he goes, fuck, it's rough. Like that was it. Hello. And I was like, yeah. I was expecting to go, what's it like over there? And he goes, it's wild. He goes, I don't know. He goes, people are whinging about the shit that happens over here, mate. Come to the States and look at this shit. And I go, it's a whole different ballgame there.
Oh, fuck, they had, I remember seeing a Snapchat from Jack and they actually sent me like scrapers into the middle of the track and going, what the fuck are they doing in there? Like, what's going on? What the fuck is going on?
I did warn everyone listening that's going to listen to this that will be in and out all over the place with this pod a bit, but sort of bouncing back to the flat track nats at Maryborough, and I'm going to read some results out as well. There's the total results from both days. In the 85 class, you said they had a bloody a hard time of it with the ruts and the track being rough and work them out. Was there any standout riders for you that, like, did you watch a lot of the racing, or were you just sort of concentrating on your own program? Or
No, I was concentrating. I watched it a bit, then I started concentrating on myself a bit after. But yeah, the 80. So yeah, the 85 class was pretty competitive. Hey, like there was always a bunch of, I don't know, number 122. Like he's from Queensland.
yeah, Bo Baker.
Yeah, Bo Baker and Hugo Holmes, I think in the first, before Hugo got hurt, them guys were really, that 122, I noticed he was ripping all day. Like, he was impressive to watch. Like, he gapped them. But backing up young Jai French too, he had a couple of really good rides on the second day. He had some, I think he actually got a win and gapped him by a fair way. But I'd say that Bo Baker by far he was on another level, that young fellow. He was smooth as, and the bike looked really good and hooked up really well, I'd have to say. But there was some close battles out there for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well, your observations are good because the 122 Bo Baker's on the top step at the moment after the two rounds, followed by this young lady who's pretty impressive and is making some heads turn over in America too. Number 3, Lucy Heaton-New, sitting in second. So I'll read the top 10. Hugo Holmes third, Brody Ford fourth, Jai French fifth, who took your bike up, I believe. Finn Beard sixth, George Holmquist from Queensland seventh, Jake Straney eighth, Thomas Bailey ninth, and Roy Duggan in 10th. Well done, Roy. Roy's been on the pod as well. Actually, all those names we've mentioned, I think, a few times through Australian title pods and that. So it's great to see them up there. And Lucy Heaton-New got a lot of mentions from Corey Texter in his last couple pods that he's done on Tank Slapping. It's good to hear that Corey's doing pods again too, because he cracked the shits a bit and stopped doing them for a while. But that's good to see that
she's impressive, eh? That's so cool. It is so cool to have women in the sport dominating like that. It is so cool. I find it really
it's
cool.
not just Lucy either, his sister too. And my apologies, I've forgotten her name. But actually, is she in the women's? I don't know if she's old enough yet. Matilda. There you go. Yeah. So Matilda's doing an awesome job too, and just the whole Heaton-Newton family. Good on you for making the effort going overseas and giving your kids those opportunities. What about in the junior lights, the 250s? Like, these guys have impressed me every year that we've gone. Well, since the AFTN's been happening, we've gone around. The competition in the 250s has always stood out to me. Like, it's been pretty close racing. A couple of them have stepped up and are seniors now, like Thor and Openshaw and Archibald. So before I read out the standings, Tom Armstrong, do you have any opinions on that? Did you watch much of the 250 juniors?
Yeah, well, the 250s was sort of the gauge for the day, weren't they? They were the first sort of class out. So that's where you sort of gauge what the track was going to be like and the pace, because them 250s rip, like they're not far off our times. They're probably on our times, I'm not sure. But yeah, Nico and Jed, like, they're badass, you know what I mean? They're pretty
cool of their own, aren't they?
Jed's so professional, like the way he sets up and, you know what I mean, the style he's got, it's pretty cool to watch. And, you know what I mean, he's very short, like very small. And him and his old man, do it well. They named the Franco team there. It's pretty cool how they set it up. But yeah, Nico Donovan too. He's badass to watch. He just rips. He's pretty. I was watching him after they absolutely flooded the track. Like, there was a bit of discretion there. Like, the bikes weren't going to go out because the track was really, really wet, and they were sort of holding their ground. But he went out and just he on the slick stuff and just held it on. And I was.
Yeah,
I wasn't going like
he's impressed the crap out of me for a handful of years now.
Like, what that was on the second day, but I was like, Jed, honestly says he come from the back a few times, from back and past Nico to get in front and like last lap, pretty sure he'd done a couple last lap passes, and yeah, really impressive to watch. Yeah, it's cool. Like, yeah, it's for the junior scene and their age and that, and what they're doing. They're going to be very, very hard to beat when they get into the big guys class and stuff. I think we're going to be. Hopefully, I'll be definitely out by then. So I
Yeah,
don't want to be.
yeah.
I
I'm glad
don't
I'm
wanna be
already out.
yeah, I don't want to be getting shown up.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, no, them two fellas there, and I didn't, from there back, I think the field was pretty gapped. I would say, like the gaps. I don't know if the times might tell different, but I'm pretty sure them two out in front were just sort of setting the pace. And there was another fella, I think from Forbes. I don't know if he's from Forbes. Yeah, I can't remember what his number was. Darcy will probably tell us, but he was pretty good too. Hugh Holmes, or I don't know. I'm not sure
Oh,
what his name is.
Hugh Hope Hodgetts.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he was pretty good too. But
he's
yeah,
number 6, 5.
That's- yeah,
05,
number
06.
6.
Yeah, he was pretty good to watch too. But I'd have to say Jed and Nico really set the bar pretty high. And yeah, but yeah, Jed my pick for the day for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, they're not called Junior 250s. They're called Junior Lights. I just
Yeah.
that's the dirt track background coming through.
Yeah,
But-
hey, there's nothing. Hey, don't ever knock your dirt track background, mate. Come on.
Yeah, no. But we are talking flat track. I don't want to confuse our listeners.
We all know what it is.
Jed has earned every win that he gets. I've watched him for the last couple of years going in dirt track. Speaking of the devil, dirt track meetings, 21-18 on his 19s against all these other kids. Sometimes getting defeated, sometimes getting victories, but he's really committing to the 19s. He just, he's putting in the hard work. Yeah, he gets mentioned a lot, but they're putting in the hard work and doing the time, So
Definitely deserves it.
I have seen some such Facebook posts from some other juniors saying, it's always the same guys being mentioned. Well, they're the guys putting in the work.
They're putting
that's
the
the
effort,
brutal. It's the brutal side of the sport, guys. If you want to be noticed, you've got to put in the work to get the results. And
100%.
it doesn't always come easy. I've seen Jed walk off the track pretty fucking disappointed,
Oh, yeah.
And like you say, Matt's a strong part of his program, and they're a strong team, and it's like chin up. This is our focus.
So professional, like I was lucky enough when I went to Aubrey the other day. Matt offered, like, I've only met Matt a handful of times, and he offered me to come and stay with the family for the practice day at Aubrey we did the other day, and I went into his shed, and he's got it going on. Like, it's the setup is, he knows what's going on. Yeah, it's so he knows he's so knowledgeable.
He's the nicest dude as well. He's the coolest.
Yeah, it's so sound, like, and to help, and comes to the track the other day at Aubrey helping me, and like he knows the setup and style, like even helping me with my style with the 19s, and very, very professional setup them too.
Yeah, sweet. So on the top step is number 23, Jed Fife, followed by Nico Donovan, Taj Edwards, Lenny Duggan, Kai Moran, Hugh Hope Hodgetts, Max Carter, Johnny Cooper, Ryke Hauler, and Aidan Dimblesman. So that's the top 10. There's actually only 12 in there for those rounds, unless a couple dropped out, but that's sort of what the results got.
Yeah, I did notice there wasn't a lot in there. Like, I noticed there wasn't a big field. I thought that was going to be stacked to that class, to be quite honest. Yeah, I was.
I'm pretty sure last year they had a healthy amount. I don't think they had enough to for anyone to miss out, but I think they had a fair few more though.
Yeah, well, there's a few names in there, and of course they slipped my mind, but a couple have stepped up, as I mentioned as well. But there's a couple other names there that I noticed that would normally be there. That aren't there, but I can't think of what their names are. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
So going to what Tom and I weren't sure how it was going to pan out, but they got eight female riders, which was awesome to see. I'm not sure what the racing was like. I know the rider that I'm closest to, Kelsey Jensen, I know it wasn't her meeting. Didn't go her way, unfortunately. And I don't think she did day 2 in the end. No. So that was bad luck. But did you watch much of the women's, or were they just before you guys?
They were just sort of, no, they went before us, but I was sort of getting my crap together, ready to go out. But there was a girl alongside me from Maryborough. I think the number was 2, started with a 2. It was a 3-digit number.
207.
Yeah, she was coming in, like, she was fired up. She was loving it there. Like, and my mum was up there, and they were like high-fiving and that. Like, the atmosphere was pretty cool in the women's class because it must have been pretty intense because I only sort of watched maybe a lap or two and I'd go back and get ready to go out. But it must have been pretty intense. I don't know what the results say, but it must have been a bit going on out there. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing with a series like this. These are just the overall results, not each race result. So,
Yeah.
the races could have been telling quite a different story, you know. So, it's just how do you say it? That's the thing with a series, isn't it? It's like Tomo, you know, last year he takes it out. Doesn't necessarily mean he won every race. You know, he just managed to keep it consistent across all those different surfaces.
I think Matt said the other day he didn't even win a round. Like, because Thomas said to me, "You beat me to win in a round." I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, I've never won a round." He goes, I think Matt might have said he got 3 podiums last year or something. Yeah. Like, it was just consistency, which is
just consistency, and that's what we love about flat track, and that's the difference between Australian dirt track and now Australian flat track is that, you know, it's it evens up that playing field. It's not all just comes down to one day. And
one day,
the luck of the day.
I wish it come down to one day, Maryborough.
That's the way Australian dirt track is now. And
I know.
I wish it was a series, and people are like, no, I wish it was one day. It's like,
yeah. Well, fucking it's would have been neat. Like, would walk in the park that one there.
That's right. You would have hung the bike, helmet, boots up, and said, "That's it. I'm out. Give me the back."
I've had enough. Well, Australian little junior dirt track ties used to go for 3 days. Like, that was
wow.
The 3 days we do practice on the Friday, then heats, and then Sunday was finals. Yeah, that was intense. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad for the AFTN team that they got double what they got last time. That's showing more interest. It's definitely an improvement. And, you know, I guess that's a success, you know, it paid off. So on the top step was 207 Latiel, and sorry, I got, you know.
So if we've butchered your name, you got every right to call us out. 100%.
Yeah, call us out.
If not, send us a message. Come on the podcast and tell us what your name is. That'd be good. Tell us your story.
Matilda Heaton Yu is sitting second. Brittany O'Brien in third. Emma Scott in fourth. Bree Levy fifth. Katana Robinson in sixth. Miley Robinson, her sister, in seventh, and Kelsey Jensen in eighth. So, yeah, good work, girls, and I hope they're going to travel down to Albury, all the girls that are from up that way.
Is it Albury or Griffith?
Albury.
No, next one.
Right, okay. So how many rounds?
Yeah.
How many rounds? I thought the girls were only doing 3 rounds.
No, I think they're going to Albury, aren't they?
No, I think you're right.
Tom, you might be right, Tom. Sorry, mate. I saw something about it the other day, which I thought have they added them to it actually when you said that.
I don't want to jump away from Maryborough, Tommy, but with they're going to run Griffith in one day.
Apparently so. Yeah,
I know that you're not on the committee or anything like that. Obviously, sure. Club. I was having a yarn of Gerds and a few other guys as well. They're like, apparently it's one day. And I said, well,
it's one day. It's definitely one day.
So are they going to do 4 races?
I don't
know. 3
races or maybe 2 and 2, maybe. Like, I don't know, because they're starting in the morning and it's in the night. So it goes into a night meeting. So
I'm glad I'm going to be on the fence watching, because to do 8 races in a day, if they're going to do the same format,
I don't reckon they can't, man. That's intense. Like, they struggle. Like, Maryborough was a long day. We finished at, like, if you get a few crashes, you know, God forbid we don't, but, you know, that takes, we didn't finish till sort of 4 o'clock, I think, on one day. Like, that was it is a lot of racing. Like,
so if they're doing it all in a day, and they've also going to have Pro 450 A and B, junior lights, clubmen, women's, as well as twins?
I don't know. No twins.
I don't think. No twins.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to look at the program again. I think you're right, though. I think the girls are only
crack it, because he's getting quicker and quicker at Griffith on that new twin.
I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Sorry, we didn't fact check all that stuff before coming into tonight. But I think you're right.
I've tried to sort of look up how the format's going to run, and I really can't find anything at all. I may not be looking hard enough or in the right places, but I thought something like that would have been relatively Easy
What
to
I
follow.
think is going to be really fun about Griffith is watching Tom race and then jump in the grader or on the
Yeah.
track prick and stuff.
You said that the other day. I said, what if the eyebrows is that? That's going to raise when I go and prep the track.
Yeah. I wonder what that
Just
perfect
how
runs
you
around the
like it.
whole surface.
Oh, yeah. I'll just hang on a minute. I was going to do a quick track grade there. I didn't like that one, and I was going to go and tweak that. I thought about it. Everyone's talking about that. And I was like, nah, I've got a full track crew on that. I've actually got all my boys coming up to take over that day. Yeah, I've got a gun.
I'm pretty
I've got a
shit
gun
on
ready to
oil.
drive. That's going to sort that out.
Slip you a couple greenbacks to make it a bit
Yeah,
loose.
I was going to say, is their pay packet going to be altered depending on how the track service is?
Depending on, if I get a win, it'll be a different story.
Yeah, you going to have a job on Monday?
If I'm not going well, I might just tell them to go and sink the rippers in, and I'll wrap it up a little bit for myself, and then loosen it up. But actually, my name got called out at Maryborough because there was a grader sitting there out in the car park, and there was no operator for it. And it got to the point, like, it was bad, man. Like, the old guys were going, like, it was pretty carnage. No one wanted to ride. And they wouldn't, the operator wasn't there, and my name got thrown in the ring like 5 times. And I said, well, you need a grader. I'll grade it. Like, and that's got left at that. But it's how bad it got up there. But but
you can't. They can't turn and say, "Oh, he won because he graded the track." It's like,
that'd be ridiculous.
I'm glad that no one's like that, but you can only imagine the shit that'll pour out from it.
We've put a lot of effort into our Griffith track, like our new TT track, and that, like, it's meant, like, it's going to be a good meeting. Yeah, it's.
I know. I was pumped last race meeting when I saw the 450 final finish, and you turned around and looked at me like, you getting on the bike or not? Gary didn't even, like, I ran down jumping Gary's bike, and he's like, I thought I saw my bike out there. So I just say shout out to Gary for letting me cut a few laps on his Kawasaki. Even though it was the wrong color, I still got to rip a few laps. And that TT track, it was fun.
It's sick. It's so sick.
The way you've done it, the way you've extended that corner out is unreal, and
it's fucking so cool. Yeah.
Like, I wish I could bring my bike down and cut a few laps, but I think
you'll be lining up. You and Clubman, mate. You and Gerds can line up into that class. So,
well, the next 7, not this weekend, the weekend after, I got 7 race meetings in a row.
Yes.
So I'm kind of like, am I gonna push the limit there? And I don't know. I don't know. I'm an iron, and I've got excuses like I'm not fit enough, suspension's not right, and everything else in between. So
you'd be right, mate.
I don't know. I'll see what happens. I just renewed my MA license, and it cost me $400 and something bucks. So I might.
No, it's expensive, man. Yeah, definitely. How old are you now, then?
36.
The same age as me. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So like I when I read that article and they said the last meeting you did was King and Nepean, and I think we worked out it was 2013 was the last one. Last meeting you did, which was the last one there. And I'm thinking back to it, I'm like, I remember, I 100% remember this dude. And then you vanished. I mean, you could have vanished off the face of the earth.
I did vanish.
It would have been great if they kept that meeting going. But
that was cool. That was cool.
No one was interested at the end of the day. Once
I remember, it's like 56 450s there when I was there. Like it was so hard to get in the final. I remember scraping into the final, and you line up with Troy Bayless. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good to see, like, you had Chris Vermeulen and Sean Giles.
It was so sick.
Gary McCoy. You had world-class races rocking up to events like that. Like, I know that was roundabouts the era of the Bayless Classic where they were all amongst it, but it was awesome to see them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my mates, Yankee Steve, has got a photo of him on the start line next to Bayless, and Bayless actually went down in that race. And he got a photo taken, and he got Bayless decided to say the day that you beat me and all that. And I thought that was pretty cool. So even Jason Crump, I think even Crumpy come out and do that too.
I think he did too.
He was my idol growing up as well. Like I used to love watching Speedway, and he was
100%.
Mate. And to be able to race against him and everything else too, like
cool,
that was pretty special.
Definitely.
I just had to run out and cough up a lung, but I while I was doing that, I found some facts on the AFTN website. So it's got at each round, it's got the event details. You click on that, and it tells you what classes are racing at each round. So
awesome. So what's going on?
We'll clear it up now and show show our incompetence up. So at Albury, it's 450s, Pro 450s, Junior Lights, Junior 85, Pro Twins, and Clubman. Then at Griffith,
Pro Twins is only 1 day, correct? Pro Twins is only 1 day. The first
it will only be on the first day. Yeah,
Saturday. Yeah,
I don't know if that's an oval or the kidney or what. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
and then at Griffith, we've got Pro 450, Junior Lights, Junior 85, Pro Twins, Pro Women's, and Clubman.
So it's all of them.
Yeah,
all in a day.
Yeah,
and you're running 2 meetings in the day or 2 formats in the day.
Yeah, but I don't think also. Yeah,
it's got to be 3 races, like maximum.
There's 2 tracks, so we're doing 2 tracks, so it's got to be. I don't know. I'm going to need 3 graders up there, I reckon. Yeah,
you're going to need 30 sets of tyres, but that's.
Hey, I did tyres the other weekend,
and then at Gunnedah to finish it off is just the 450s, Junior Light, Junior 85, Pro Twins, and Clubman
at Gunnedah.
Yeah,
seems strange. The only time we're having a 1 day over with all these bikes, it's going to be hectic.
Oh, it's going to be unreal. I'm going to be so glad to be standing under the tent with the shirt on, just smiling.
It's going to be.
So I've only actually raced Griffith once, and it didn't go that well for me because I had Shinkos on. But that's my excuse, so I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, that's right.
But does how's that track hold up with lots of racing on it? Does it break up a lot or?
No, it used to be like my old man used to do the track for a bit of history at the Griffith track, and we used to run it pretty loose. Like, it used to be a loose oil, where it was 2118s no matter what. Like, you still run, a lot of guys still run 2118s there now, but it used to be really loose, and my old man used to grade it way better than what I did. And he had it like that. Then like as I sort of come back in, the 19s were getting pretty busy, and we prep it now pretty firm, but it doesn't go like full groove. It does. It goes a little bit single line here, but it does break up. It gets a couple of soft spots in it. Like not soft, like just like it pushes, like you see the oil sort of driven, a bit like Gunnedah gets a few little ruts into a few corners. But the other day we rode it and it held up mint. Like, we did a full meeting the other week and I don't even put the grader on the track. So yeah, it was pretty cool. And they reckon, I think when Tom was there when it rained that day, Tom, you were there, when it rained, the 2 doubleheader?
Yes.
I think you were there on and we went out and tried the track out the first time, and then apparently the track that day was mint, but it was pretty hard packed then. But
there was even when it was damp, that we still got a load of drive on the sidecars.
It's grippy. Like, we rode it the other day, the new TT, and it's grippy. Like, I was monoing coming out of like a few of the corners, but it's not full Gunnedah.
Like
grip.
Concrete,
it's got a bit on it, like, but it's hard. Like, you've really got to be on your gating game there. The TT will be so cool now because when I rode it the other day, we had a fair few bikes on it, and I was managed to weave through and make passes on the right-handers and all that, which was cool. I thought that'll be good. That's the reason we built the track like that. But the dirt track will probably be the hardest one. Like I said to someone the other day, I said, this will probably be my hardest meeting, be my home track. I still think it'll be my hardest round.
Yeah.
Because it's so, if you don't get a good qualifying position, don't get on the front row, it's going to be pretty hard to pass.
So you're just starting on the
apparently so. I think so, yeah. I know nothing. Like, all I'm being told is we need to prep the track. And that's about it. But it'd definitely be on the main straight. I would, definitely have to be on the main straight. And 18 450s on there is going to be pretty tight, but it's a pretty decent sized track. Like, it's not little.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's more of a loose oil, Darcy, to answer your question. But on the day, it'll be rolled in. Like, it's not going to turn up. It's going to be loose. Like, it'll be pretty solid, because to try and maintain it loose, it's too much work. It's a lot of work to keep loose throughout the day, and it's a big job in itself to do that. So we'll try and make it so it's good, but at the same time, it'll plenty of oil in it. It'll be pretty tacky. Yeah.
So you reckon with a few bikes on it, or the continuous amount of bikes will be on it, you reckon it'll start taking rubber in certain points?
I think it will. It does on the main straight now. Like, on the main straight and coming around turn 1 and 2, you definitely feel that you can see the rubber getting laid. But you'll have to grade it. You'll have to even smooth drum roll in between rounds just to push the because the oil like sort of
Yeah,
waves,
waves.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you sort of got to roll it and sort of squeeze it back down a little bit. To grate it, you sort of don't want to grate it too much because you'll bring a bit of the loose over the top and make it a bit skatey. It'll be a bit slippery. But in saying that, between the 2 rounds, I'll definitely re-prep it and lay it back down. I'm not going to try and leave it grooved, like, you know what I mean, make it a new track and otherwise. But it'll hold up. It'll hold up really well. Like, I'm confident there's only 1 or 2 bends. We might have a little bit of stuff. The TT track, we're trying to do as many RPA days on there as we can to bed it in so it doesn't break up.
Yeah.
To get as many 450s in that on there that really, really give it a hiding, and that way I can sort of just keep packing it back in and get the crap off the top. But like I said, we rode it the other day. We did like 5 rounds on it, and I only touched it once, so it was good.
Yeah, I think with Maryborough, as you were saying, with the track being rough like that, if they had the opportunity to run multiple days with multiple bikes and get the dirt formed in properly and then be able to prep it on top, you wouldn't have such sort of like an inconsistent run. And it seems like with a lot of tracks that do major overhauls and things like that, or even refurbished again, like I hope West Wyland gets back up and running and everything there. And I can only imagine that's going to be the same thing because it's all going to have to be torn up and it's all going to have to relaid and rebedded again. So, yeah, I'm pumped. I was excited to go to Maryborough. I really, really wanted to be there. And I had a few people egging me on to try and make it. It's just, it definitely wasn't going to happen. And unfortunately, the way the calendar is, and I kind of went off my head a couple of pods ago about how everything clashes, but you've got the
I remember that.
you've got Canberra Cup the same weekend
I know.
Aubrey AFTN, and it's kind of
that's
like
my young bloke. I was happy to take the young bloke there and race, you know what I mean? Because he's starting to race, and I was that's a meeting he would have liked to ride at, but it's like, well, we can't now, you know what I mean? And
well, Matt called me at the start of the year and sort of laid out what he wanted to do. And he's like, all right, Canberra Cup's one. And then we got a couple of weeks and then the Aussies. And I was like, yeah, mad. And then he's like, well, it's AFTN Aubrey. And I went, nah, Canberra Cup. And he goes, they're the same weekend. I'm like, I can rattle off 7 race meetings in 7 weekends and I can rattle off 3 race meetings in the last 4 months. Like,
well, Matt's not riding. So I'm take your sidecar there. He could be right. He doesn't need to go.
He's focused
He just sent me a Snapchat and he goes, tag me in, tell him to put me in. I was like,
he's focused on gold medals and that's all he wants to do. So I'm glad
I love how you just can't kill the inner racer, Tom Armstrong. We can't go to Canberra Cup now. I thought you were just doing it for fun.
I know, see? No, you did. I thought about that when I said that, and I was like, it's all about the kids and the young bloke. And no, hang on a minute, Dad's got to go to Aubrey. He's
winning the series
of this situation. Yeah, no.
Good should have. I'd be the same for sure.
Yeah, no, it is about the kids.
I'll be at Canberra Cup, Darcy. Unfortunately, you're going to have to do that one on your own at Aubrey. But
that's all right. I actually entered today, so there you go.
Oh, did you? Oh, shit, maybe I might come to
I
Aubrey.
entered Clubman. I pushed out.
What about the twins?
My bike's not running, and I'm going to get my suspension done all within, what have we got, 2 weeks or something. So we'll see.
What's wrong with your bike? How come your bike's not? I've heard that like off 3 different podcasts now. I reckon your bike's not going.
Because we couldn't figure it out. Anyway, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we have now that it's just the cam chain tensioner failing, which we tested it and we thought it was all good, but I think it's the same thing. It keeps jumping the tooth. So new cam chain, new tensioner, and hopefully I'm all good.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Hopefully, and hopefully I don't blow it up or something. But we'll see.
Just another excuse that you need. That's
full of excuses. That's why I've gone into the Clubman. So
that's all right.
And hopefully
it'll be competitive, that Clubman class. I reckon. I know a few guys from Griffith that are going that Clubman class, and
Well, actually, I was saying to someone today. Sorry to cut you off. I actually think I probably should have gone with the pro class.
It'll be pretty carnage. I know a few of the guys that are going in there that are borderline pro 450 guys, and a nice
I race them all normally anyway. Gertz and Griffo and quite a few, and a few other guys that will be. I don't know. Is Benny Thistleton racing this year? In it? I don't know if he is.
I'm not 100% sure. Yeah,
he's a lot of all those names can get pro 450 times.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Griffith's got some really, really quick locals.
Yeah,
you'd be interested to see the times in the pro 450 to the Clubman guys that are locals. Like, they are super quick. but like obviously a home track riding. But yeah, there's some guys there that'll be pretty impressive in that club and class. I reckon that'll push some times around in our times for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Aubrey, I have ridden there a few times. It's not my home track, but
Yeah.
I do feel like whichever way they prep it, I feel like as long as my bike's set up, it's something I've been chasing for a bit. I've got the front end right to what I like now, but not the rear. So that's why I'm getting some suspension stuff done. Hopefully,
Yeah.
if that fixes that up, I'm confident I'll hold my own.
Yeah, mate. Number one.
But yeah, you just don't know. But I think I know Gerd's last time he was in Albury, he wasn't enjoying the track. It was dirt track prep, and he wasn't really getting his head around it. And I'm like that with oil, and that's the other great thing about series is it really is a leveler because not everyone is on their home track all the time, and
That's right.
Great disadvantage sometimes.
Yeah.
But slowly, actually, the best oil track meeting I had was up at Kempsey. I love that track, and
Yeah,
I'll go
Kempsey, I
back
used to love
there.
going there. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel confident on it pretty much straight away. So
Yeah, no, Kempsey's unreal. I used to love going up there. Won a fair few titles on that track when I was in the younger days, and it's a cool track. Like, it's so fast and so cool. Yeah.
And Tamora is my second favourite, and unfortunately, I just haven't got back there again. I've only ever ridden it once on a practice day, but I'd love to go and race it. And Gunnedah is my third pick.
Yeah, Gunnedah a good track. Yeah.
It's a good track. I just can't get my head around turn one on the dirt track. Going down that little dip. I fucked it up about 3 times and ended up on the grass, I think. But going to Maryborough, you took out the top step. That's no secret. So yeah, good comeback for you. Followed behind you, you had a young gun of Rowan Jacobs, Daniel Wicks, Cameron Duncan, Thomas Herrick, Billy Ryan, Ben Graben, John Litchers, Dale Borlass, and Jet Carter. So Billy Ryan, awesome job, and Jet Carter. I know they're always battling hard. It's good to see them up in the top 10. Ben Graben, he's an old
veteran. He's a veteran.
He's a warrior.
A crafty veteran.
He keeps throwing his hat in the ring. It was great. I actually been meaning to reach out to Ben. If you're listening, Ben, he went over to WA a while back and did some flat track up over there. I wanted to find out how that went, or if it did go ahead, because I didn't see anything after that.
Yeah, I think he did. I did hear whispers of that. Yeah, I did hear something. He went over and had a ride. He's hangs around in Griffith a fair bit these days. He's actually doing a training. He does some training at my track at home. He's doing one this weekend, I think. So
I saw that. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this pod will get out before then, but put your hat in the ring if you want to go and spin some
just
laps.
upload it as soon as this finishes. Just bang it straight on there, mate. Raw as anything.
I've got to take all the ums and buts and ahs out, remember?
Yeah, but Gary Rorton's sitting there clawing at his chair for another podcast to come out. He called me the other day. He called me the other day when the next one's coming out.
Yeah, he has to contact the guy that counts. That's the problem.
That's all right. He's ringing the more important one. He's actually giving me a call to see how it was going and what's been going on. It was only just a courtesy call. So, yeah, shout out to you, Gary. You're an absolute legend, and we have mentioned you every single pod, so they were keeping that consistent too.
Well, he is a sponsor, so, he does deserve a special mention every now and then. Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much wrapping Maryborough up, really. So, I did say to you before we came on here that we'd ask you about the atmosphere and that sort of thing. Was it a good fan? Like a bit going on, or you were just
it was from out of a nutshell, very impressive the way they run that series. Like, I think it's so cool to do the qualifying side of things, and you know what I mean. It adds a bit of the qualifying is one of the funnest things to do, to be quite honest. Like in the vibe, and like when you go in, I haven't never been to an AFTN, mind you. Like, I just sort of turned up and didn't even know that you got 5 points to win a Super Pole. Like, I knew nothing. I didn't know how. I did. And my mate told me, he goes, "Oh, you get 5 points to win the Super Pole, or you get 5 points to qualify fastest to get." I said, "No, I don't know none of that." Anyway, but yeah, when I rocked up, the atmosphere of the junior lights are out, and they're all got their dads are all got their phones out. They're all watching like the lap times. I was like, "Fuck, this is pretty pretty intense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it's awesome that
yeah.
computer time has that.
Oh, it's so cool. Like it's so fast. And it's pretty serious, eh? Like the atmosphere's it's good, but it's not like the old dirt track, Australian dirt track titles. It's pretty everyone's looking for the setup. Like everyone's chasing the setup basically the whole time. And I think they're how they come around and do interviews between races, and you know what I mean. They come around and just ask some random questions, and like I just think it's such a cool atmosphere. How they do it. Like honestly, it shits all over Australian dirt track setup without, you know what I mean, trying to talk. It's just so cool the way they do it. It's just the media, even the side of things like getting your photo taken with your helmet at the start of it, and like, well, it's pretty, it's cool. Like, I definitely think it's going in the right direction. I think it'll only get better and better. The only thing that was really weird was the qualifying situation. I know it's been brought up before, you know what I mean? Like, that was the only thing I was a little bit weird. Like, it sort of spun me out. Hey, you super pole, but you don't get to choose exactly where you want to go. Like, I thought that was a bit.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. Like, I think it should be. I think the AFT's what you qualify as what position you get to choose. You know what I mean? If you super pole, you should dictate wherever you want to start on that front row. Because if, say, for like Wixie, for instance, he super poled the first day and he went to the outside, which where the groove was, and I got stuck on some wet stuff on gate 3 where the track had been run over, and it was pretty slick, and you stuck there all day, like, unless Wixie changed his area. Like, I think you should be able to choose from 1 to 6 where you want to go. Like, I don't know if anyone disagrees to that, but that was the only thing I thought that was a bit funny.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think Tom Drain and all that said the same thing. He's like,
Yeah.
I've only got inside or outside. It's either in the marbles or I'm out right on the edge.
Yeah.
We did a pod with Tom, Max, and Dallas. And that was mentioned as well. I think everyone agrees with what you're saying.
Even the guys that come from the second row, like Cam Dunker had one race there where he come back and he actually passed me. I think he come from the back row, like he was on a mission, and like he should really get to the front row. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way I see it. It makes it an even playing, like, you know what I mean? It makes it even. Like, if you go out instead of going back to the front row every race, which is cool. Like, it benefits the guys that are on the front row and you had a bad race. But I think the guys that don't do so well and come from the second row or the third row and get up to the top 6, they should be able to, like, it should rotate in my eyes. But
so you reckon it'd be better if they had progressive grids rather than just
100%.
Yeah. Because that's the way on the weekend when they had the triple. Yesterday when it was Triple Crown in the AFT.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah,
that's the way they were doing that, and I was expecting that's the way that AFT were going to run the same thing.
And like a bit of I went on this TT at Maryborough, I confused the whole field. I actually stopped the whole thing for like 5 minutes because I was on the outside and I couldn't gate to save my life. I thought, I'm going the inside on this one. So when I've gone on the inside, everyone's gone back to the old position, thinking I've never changed all day. So the whole bunch behind me, everything was swapping, and I had to shut the engines off. And Mark Herfos, no one knew where to go because the Super Pole leader had changed position, like, and then everyone had to go back in sequence. It was pretty funny. I think I yelled out, said, "Sorry, boys."
Did Mark lose his shit, or is he just like, what's going on? He was
laughing because everyone's like, and someone, what the fuck's going on? I said, that's my fault. I said, I changed it. I went to the inside.
The rookies
I did.
Shit sorted.
It actually worked in your favour. I actually started pulling some good gates from there and made it a lot easier for
you
myself.
You probably got in everyone's head thinking, what's this knucklehead doing? And
I know, because no one had done it yet. Everyone kept starting, and I thought, I'll go and confuse the situation here a bit. And everyone got it because it comes from the back row too. See, everyone's got to follow sequence, and then I sort of stuffed it up. Yeah, and guys would have been spewing with me, I reckon. Yeah, I remember Tom Herrick before I went out. He goes, "Nah," because he'd been the inside start. He goes, "Nah, I'd stay to the outside." And I said, "Nah, mate, not playing that game with me. I'm on the inside." So I knew you'd been getting guts from the inside. So, but yeah, like as far as the atmosphere, cool, like super cool. Interviews at the end of the race, like if you win on the day, it makes you feel like you've accomplished something for the day. I think it's really cool. Yeah, but
so
even the top.
What was the crowd like?
Crowd was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was stacked, but like when I did like a little victory lap with the checkered flag, like there was still guys cheering and like clapping on and stuff, which was cool. I think Maryborough is not a real big town, but see, like you're a fair way. It's like we stayed in Harvey Bay, and it was like a 45-minute drive from Harvey Bay. So you're a bit out of that, you know what I mean, out of the spectator. I don't know how big the Maryborough crowd is there. Like Maryborough is only it's big, but it's not massive, so it makes it a bit hard. You know what I mean? Like your main crowd's probably going to, if you had it in Harvey Bay, it'd be a different story. But the crowd was cool. Like but the atmosphere, cool. Like way different to doing an Aussie dirt track title. I think it's really good. Yeah,
they definitely publicize it and expose it.
Yeah, it's just cool. It makes you feel like if you win a race, you know, they put you on race winner Tom Armstrong or something. It makes you feel pretty cool. You know what I mean? It pumps up everyone and Super Pole thing. I think that's really cool. The Super Pole thing, how it's laid out. And like how you come around and do your lap and you look over at the tent and see if old mate's riding out from underneath the tent because you've been.
I've always wondered that.
Yeah, I was riding around and I went because you don't know, like you do if you're sitting there, obviously, but you ride around, you look over and you see like a bloke ride off running in the tent, like, gotcha.
Like,
you know what I mean?
That's I ain't moving.
And then when obviously on the PT day, Cam Duncan went out last, and and like you're watching I don't know how, I can't think of her name. Yeah, it's lady that does all the interviewing. And she's holding the phone. She holds the phone up in front of you and says, like, you know what I mean, just keep watching it. And then my name's down at the top and the whole thing shuffled down and like the fist pump goes up and they do an interview and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, it's
good. To keep the novelty check?
Is that Rihanna?
Yeah, I didn't even get a check. I've got this one here. It doesn't even, you can see it, but it doesn't got
that's all right. Yeah, at least you got to keep that. That's pretty perfect.
Yeah, it's cool. They give you the checkered flag and the checkered flag you win at the end of the day and stuff. And like you got to wear the Dunlop hats and that, and I think that's really like it's cool. Like it,
that's professional. That's
it's cool. Like throw the Dunlop hat on and be good if Dunlop were giving tyres out though. It'd be even better. So
yeah. Well, it's good. It's good how they punch out the Facebook posts and everything like that too. Like
it's cool. Yeah, you get a lot of, put it this way, the way they do it, you get a lot of if you're going well in the series or you win the series, I think there's a good way of developing sponsors out of it too. I think like a lot of people reach out, you know what I mean, because you're getting good publicity out of it. It's good for the younger guys, especially the juniors and stuff coming up. I think they're a good way of picking up sponsors and and even the American scene, because they do follow it. I know they do follow it. They'd be seeing these guys coming up, and I think it's cool. It's just a good way to get your name out there too. And stuff like that. So, I wish they were giving tyres, because I did punch through 4 tyres that weekend. So it was very abrasive. But the problem was I set the bar a little bit high, and then I thought, we're not coming up here messing around now, are we? And
no, it's a long drive.
Being an earth mover, a truck steer tyre or something's $1,000, and I thought, what's $1,500 worth of 4 Dunlop tyres? I thought, fucking was it a star? Yeah, the old man was there and he wasn't messing up. No, we'll put new ones on. So I made poor old Jack on Saturday night change me to new tyres at the caravan park.
He would have loved it.
He's a legend, mate. Such a good dude. Yeah, such a cool fellow. He loves it. Yeah, him and Matt was so good that weekend to me. Like, and my mate Sam Hollins, I couldn't thank them enough. And the oldies for that weekend, it was so cool.
I think people are going to start getting sick of Davey's motorcycles sitting on the podium. Every single race, every bike that goes on there, it's got his name written on it, doesn't it?
Hey, put it this way, I was the only Honda in that A group. There was no other Hondas there. No one.
Oh, wow.
Hondas is there's no Honda. I think Griffo is the only fellow. There's a couple other people in the like Reese, Sander. I think them guys are Hondas, but there's no other Hondas.
And I was the only guy. Hondas. It used to be only Hondas.
I know, like when I was junior, that's all I rode as a kid was Hondas, and like now no one's got Hondas. Like it's in America they do. Like AFT's got heaps of. Look at the most, but there's
Bruno,
no one. That Turner flat track team's got heaps of them, but we had. I didn't even realise until my mate said, you're the only Honda in that A group. Yeah, it was pretty.
Well, Tazo had a bit of a comeback last year. He was on a Honda.
Oh, he was too. Yeah,
but he decided not to do it this year. But
the
you're right. It's gone very KDM Husqvarna in Australia. But I was over in the Netherlands. There was a few Hondas there. There was actually a real mixed bag. Actually, there was even Suzuki's. Now Suzuki's you don't see here at all.
No,
you never see a Kickstarter getting around anymore at their
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that saying Aussies are lazy or? What's
I don't
going on?
know.
What's going on there?
I don't even reckon I'd want to kickstart a bike. I don't want to kickstart my young bloke's bike now when he gets on it. You sit at the start line kicking the crap out of his 65 and it won't start. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
my
the
bike's
We're
still
so
kickstart.
spoiled now. The bikes are so cool now. Like what you can, compared to even when I was racing, like everything's just so much different, so much easier to work on and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so the sport's definitely going in the right direction. I agree with you. Like the way they're presenting it and that is awesome, and I hope it just keeps growing and going up and up and up. And in the spirit of funness and everything you're saying, if you end up cleaning up the whole series.
Touch wood, yeah.
Yeah. Have you, I bet you have already thought about it. What's the next move?
I don't know. Listen,
Springfield Mile. We're going.
I don't know.
We're going to AFT.
Yeah,
I
Davey's
think,
already said next Sturgis next
Yeah,
year.
that's right. I'll twist Matt's arm for you.
Yeah, listen. I don't know. I'd love to say go and do it again, but like I don't know if I used all my luck up that weekend. I definitely feel really confident. I like Gunnedah. Like I've done really well at Gunnedah back in the day, and Griffith's obviously a home track, and Albury I do like. I can feel confident I can still go well. Like to win 2 meetings again, maybe not on the card. Like I want it on the cards, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But either way, I'm stoked with what I've done the first 2 rounds to know I can still stick the pace and. You know what I mean? Like, I'll put it this way: I'm more eager now than what I was when I went to Maryborough. Like, I'm more hungry now to try and get another win or to try and stick the podium. Just because I'm gymming and stuff, and I'm going to the gym even harder now. And I'm like, well, I've got something to work towards now. And I don't know, Darcy. I think. Listen, I said to the missus the other day, you're watching AFT and you're like, fuck, it'd be so cool just to go and do 1 round, like, you know what I mean, and make a whole day of it. I'd love to take my young bloke over there. I hope he's interested then, and like maybe in a couple of years or while I'm still fit, maybe next year we go and do an amateur national with him and I wheel out a bike and go and do an AFT or something like that. I reckon that'd be really cool. Make it family, do it a family sort of thing and get a motorhome. And me and Matt Davies were talking about the other day with Hux, his young fella being similar age, and we were talking about going over and doing something like that. I reckon that'd be pretty cool. I'd love to go. Definitely like the ambition, I see Tom on TV, Herrick going over there, you know what I mean? Like, I'd love to go and do a round, put it that way. Darcy, I can drop it, yeah.
Well, he actually got a bit of ear time today. Herrick, so
I
that was
didn't
pretty
watch
good.
it. Yeah, well, I'll be good to watch that.
Yeah, I'm not saying too much.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Not an interview or anything, but because actually got to see him.
I don't think I'll go back to 2118s, to be honest. I've got a brand. When I bought that 450, I bought a brand new set of 2118s. I literally have not seen the track. Like they're spanked, like sitting in the shed. They haven't even touched the bike. I've had 19s on the whole time, and I'm not going to go and chase dirt tracks or anything like this.
What if there was a series like AFTN, but dirt tracks? So the same sort of series, but for dirt track. Do you think you would entertain doing something like that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. I think if they did it in 19s, I think I know there's like 19 support classes, but it's the way the track changes too with the Michelins out there. That, they chew the shit out of the track.
Yeah, so what I'm presenting is, so you've got the AFTN, Australian Flat Track.
Yeah.
The Australian Dirt Track. So the series would be 2118 across different tracks, but actual series are 6 rounds or 10 rounds or whatever.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool for Australian dirt track to do that instead of having one off. I mean, I think always having the Australian dirt track up in Queensland at the moment. It seems to be in Queensland all the time. Like it seems to be so far away.
We worked out it's been in Queensland. It's been out of New South Wales since 2018 or 2019.
Oh, shit. Yeah, right.
And that's both long track and dirt track Aussies. And they turn around and say, why can't we get the numbers? It's like, well, everyone's in New South Wales, bud.
Yeah.
You've got them everywhere else.
I don't know. I guess Queensland's defence, they're the ones putting their hand up to run the event or going that way. But I don't know, if anyone's nominated to do it, but it's such a long way up, even for an Australian junior dirt track title, if they do it back in Queensland. It's really hard to go and chase. I shouldn't say anything, because my man absolutely drove the wheels off of vehicles when I was younger, and the amount of Ks we did was incredible. But, I just think a series I don't know if it'd be consistent enough, Darcy. I think the flat track national thing at the moment is just the dominant sport. But I reckon it'd be cool if it had a series, like even a 3-round Australian Dirt Track Championship, one at New South Wales, one at Victoria, and then one in Queensland. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
If they done something like that. But I think the flat track national thing I'm all about it at the moment. I just think it's like a mini.
Yeah, the reason I ask that is because there are a lot of guys that are doing both.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
and we've always said on this pod, and I sell 19-inch wheels, and
Yeah.
the aim was never to kill the history of Australian dirt track.
No, definitely not.
And I'd love to see it lifted up, and I sort of feel like a series would lift it up, but I think no nationality is humans aren't good at accepting change, so it would take a bit of time, but. I do think dirt track needs to be simplified in the class structure a bit, and I think if you simplify the class structure and you allow basically everyone to race one class and do it over a series, I actually think it would build the sport up, and you
definitely.
You might get some internationals come across to do AFTN in the 19s, and then go, we've always been interested to see what those bloody block pattern tyres go like, and they might jump in around, if it's similar timing.
You see them up in North Brisbane, like with Dallas Naked, they rode well, like on them.
That's right. Something so like that
cool.
scenario, you come and do around AFTN, and then
I think
the
so.
Brizzy Cup,
If they time it right, like, and it was in a big loop and really worked it, like how, what I mean? Like, for instance, Tom's gone over there to the States now, and he's going to get over 3 weeks, he's going to get 3 different three meetings, I should say. I think that's pretty cool. They should, to keep the sport interest. And I think the gap between the AFTN stuff's perfect now, like how they got them sort of separated, gives you time to regroup and do what you want. But I think I think that'd be pretty cool if they sort of timed it right and try to get some international guys over to do it like you just said. I reckon that'd be sick. Yeah, for sure, man.
And for you, after whatever happens after this year, 2025, there's so many options. I mean, like you're saying, with the young guys, the States is probably the way you want to go, because the AM nationals have junior classes. But for yourself, if you're just doing the selfish dad, I'm going to go and cut some laps in a different country. You've got World FIM. You could probably throw your hat in the ring for that.
The Australian motorcycle news said something the other day. He goes about that world dirt track, or his world flat track championship or something they do. He said, would that be something you're interested in if you've got to ask? Like, you'd say yes, but that's a big commitment. With my work and and stuff
and
like that.
I think you can't just do one round in the FIM series. I think you've got to do all of them.
Yeah, I think you get penalised or something. I don't know what the ruling is on the
but Corey texted us saying he was going to do a couple of rounds, but they said, no, you've got to commit to the whole thing. If you can get fined or something along those lines. It's like, that's crazy.
It is changing year to year, though. So, they're trying to build momentum as well. So,
Is it big? Do they get much support for it?
I dare say.
It's a bit of a weird one.
I've watched a bit of it. I dare say they get a bit, but I don't think it's
nothing like American flat.
No, the AFT's definitely dominated in size and exposure and all that too. But
I watched Sammy Halbert's little YouTube clips and that. I watch him on there. I just sort of see him doing a few rounds. They do a few of the Speedway Polish tracks, and then I think, or some of the Speedway stuff. I reckon that's pretty cool. I don't see like a massive crowd backing it or anything like that. Like, I'm not sure how big it is. I
haven't really noticed the crowd. Like, it's never really popped out, but I don't think they get them. They might get locals that are interested in bike racing and whatnot, or maybe the typical people that travel around and follow the series. But I don't think it's like the SGP or anything like that, when you've got stadiums packed to the rafters with people. In Europe, but
it doesn't actually matter what flat track event, even AFT in America, the crowds aren't huge, compared to other sports.
I think some events I think like the Springfield Mile and big events like that, I think they do get.
Oh, they're bigger.
Like Lima, I think it's massive and all that, but that last one, it's called, what was it, Jack Gypsy Pines?
Jack Pines Gypsy.
Jack Pines, well, it looked like there was only a small set of bleachers and a couple of people either side of it. Didn't look, but then again, it was on a Monday or a Tuesday or whatever it was there.
But this is sort of where I'm thinking the sport's going to explode, is an extreme word, but where it's going to gain traction.
It's going to explode.
It will expand. it's like Supercross, motocross. It's being recognised in every country just about now. Like even India. You see clips of them going around tyres and shit, and yeah, it's awesome. People. It's the purest form of racing, really, and that's sort of why I was asking about the atmosphere. Like, do you think you would want to go and watch that as a fan? I know it's hard when you're racing; you don't really take it in the same. I look at it as a product, and it's now definitely a global product as where before I don't think it was. And America being the sort of staple and the biggest leader of flat track. When you look at the crowds, you sort of think, "Oh shit, gee, they're not as big as you'd expect." And like Tom was saying, in some places they're bigger than others. The miles,
Victoria gets a stack of crowd.
yeah. The next bit of the recipe is being very selective of where races are held, and making sure you do get those crowds.
I find it super impressive. Like, sorry about it, like how
No,
an Essendon Yamaha team like has a setup like that. That is incredible. Like, that's impressive to look at.
With
And
the
that turn of
semis,
flat
yeah.
track. Oh, it's like I'm like, if the crowds aren't pushing in, like the guys have obviously got some really good support over there to run that team. Like it's so impressive to watch that. You know what I mean? How they can have that set up in dirt track, and you know what I mean,
I
to do it
haven't.
full.
I haven't had the pleasure to meet him, but he must be just one
Oh yeah.
passionate dude about the sport.
Yeah, no,
Because
it's so cool. I find it so cool to have that set up, like how
and
Tom's got it set up. Yeah,
and the other guy that there's a mention is it Jose, the Missions Food owner,
yeah,
the owner
yeah.
of Mission Foods. He's
Everyone's
pumping.
sponsored by Mission Foods over there. Everyone's
Oh,
got a
he's
wrap.
pumping
Yeah.
a shitload. I'd hate to think of the amount of money he's pumping
Oh,
into
yeah.
it, but fantastic. If we didn't have those people in the sport,
Well,
this
mate,
shit wouldn't be happening.
AFTN wouldn't be on, I don't reckon, if you didn't have that follow over there, like how the setup is, and I mean that's obviously we're replicating a bit of what they're doing. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like having that set up and like how the bikes are set up the way they are, I think we're following. Like I follow a lot of things on there. I zoom in on their bikes and see what they're running and like try and work out to replicate that on my bike. Not so much performance wise, but it looks cool. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's just a cool setup how they're running it
Yeah,
over there. And, yeah.
yeah. Well, if you've been watching it the last couple of years, you would have heard them saying, that actually some of the riders have been lifting their bikes up a little bit, not quite as low
Yeah.
as they used to run them. But yeah, I don't reckon we need that. I don't reckon we need the exact same American setup over here because we don't run the big long tracks. I mean, all that
No.
technology is fantastic. If you're wanting to go and compete over there, you probably do want to get your head around it. But I think you can get away with slightly stiffer valving and that, and
Yeah, no,
slap some
that Frank.
19s on and go for it.
Must say
2.15 on the front, 2.5 on the back.
Franco can set a bike like suspension wise. He's got him dialed in. He does such a good job. Like my bike is, yeah, I reckon I haven't touched it really. He does a good job how he sets them up, and that he's pretty deep into the dirt track scene, Franco. He knows what's going. He knows what's up.
He's been over to the States, didn't he, with
Yeah.
Jed? Yeah.
Yeah, he went over there,
Billy.
Billy, and Jed, and he would have picked up a lot of ideas and stuff, I reckon, and he's got some good knowledge. And yeah, like even the other day at Maryborough, he comes in and he watches how your bike's reacting, and he's all over you. Like it's really cool because we never had that. Like when I raced dirt track when I was a junior and gone through the ranks, like suspension was not a thing. I can tell you now, like no one did. Like you would not go and spend the amount of money we do now on suspension. It was all about horsepower. Who's got the quickest 80 or 125 or 250. Like now, it's all suspension. To be honest, like so much. Yeah, like guys are detuning bikes to get more traction to the ground. Like the suspension's everything. I do think, yeah. If you're getting a stock bike.
That's the leveler of the 19, isn't it? The 19-inch tyre. It's not a horsepower tyre but where the Mitchie is. The Mitchie will hook up and rip every knob off.
Yeah, no, fuck. Remember my old man back in the day, mate, Australian junior dirt track titles. We never had spare wheels, but he was in there changing Michelins between finals, and it was pretty impressive. I tell you. He used to do everything, mate. That fella. Yeah.
So you've been from the Riverina area and been a dirt track through the sort of early 2000s, early 90s as well. Did you do the Golden Wheel Series at all? Because that's probably the only thing that'd be close to a national series in respect. Like I don't think I I don't think I was that much involved in dirt track when that series had just finished up, but I've heard nothing but amazing things about the Golden Wheel series. And I thought, yeah, if I remember Matt was saying that he think he raced it on an 80 or something
Yeah.
along those lines, and he's a couple of years younger than me. But yeah, did you end up
Yeah.
hitting that up?
Yeah, we like I think would have done it every like it ran for a fair few years, that Golden Wheels or whatever we called it. Like when Griffith, West
Yep.
Wyalong, maybe Albury was involved in it. Wagga, I think Wagga used to have a track there.
Yeah. I think Canberra might have
Tomorrow
been
never used to be in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Canberra might have been. Yeah, Tomorrow was never in it. Never raced. I've never raced it Tomorrow, believe it or not, being close to here.
Okay.
But yeah, it was cool. Like we used to get a big roll up there. Like used to drag a lot of people in. And then after that, dirt track sort of went downhill a fair way. Like it was like a bit of a drop in it, I reckon. I don't know, would have been soon as I went to senior, sort of got a bit slower, like the West Wyalong Cup and all that was still booming.
Yeah.
There was some big, there used to be some massive meetings like the Woodstock Cup at Cowra.
Yep,
Cowra
the
was actually
Cowra,
involved in that. Yeah, Woodstock Cup, that was it. That was out of control, that thing. Yeah. Like that used to be one of the biggest Woodstock Bourbon Cup, they used to call it. And that was a massive race back in the day. We used to get some, cow cutters and before the meeting. And yeah. But yeah, all them that sort of stuff back in, then was huge. Like it was always a race on every weekend. You could race every weekend. There was always something going on. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one series
Cool.
I wish was still going ahead. I think the last one, the West Wyalong was 2015 for the West Wyalong Cup. I think they had the West Wyalong Cup on the Saturday, and then they had the state titles on the Sunday, or vice versa. I think it might be vice versa. But the final for the West Wyalong Cup was 20 laps, and it was between Darren Herrick and Luke Richards. And I'm telling you, that was one of the most amazing races I've ever seen in my life.
Mate,
like
them two fellas battled for so many years. Like Luke, obviously I raced with Luke. Luke's probably my age, I would say. We grew up together, raced together my whole racing career. I got out of dirt track pretty early, actually. Like I was done dirt track by 19. I didn't really do much after that because the speedway kicked in. But yeah, Luke continued on and he just dominated. I reckon Luke just dominated the sport for so long.
I think I asked him. I think he said 36 Aussie titles or something like that. He ended up getting. Because I remember. I think it was 2011 in Canberra.
Yeah,
or it might have been the year before that. He won 3 out of the 4 senior titles and got second in the other one. And almost did the same thing the following year. But I don't think there's an Aussie title that he went to that he didn't score.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
he was impressive. He was so dominant. Yeah.
I hit him up to jump on the podcast, and I'm thinking he was like, "What the hell is that? And why would I get on and talk about it?" He's a very soft and very short spoken dude. Like I know,
cool fella. Yeah.
So, but
really good family. Yeah,
he's the nicest guy. I spoke to him in Coss Harbour 2 years ago at the state titles there. And he was great to have a yarn with. And I think that's when I asked him. He said 36 or something Australian titles. And I'm like, that's incredible. I'd like to know how many Jared Brook has and things like that too. So
well, I thought I've won 16. I thought that was impressive, but 36 is fucking.
Hey, that's impressive to me, man. That's absolutely unreal. I've only won one. I wasn't even riding, so
especially before, like you say, 19. That's pretty good effort.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. That's insane.
Yeah,
hey, you might add another one to that tally. You know what I mean? You're on the right track.
Mate.
You're on the right end of the leaderboard there, mate.
I'm going to put a bit of timber on my head and just leave it on there.
Keep composed, and you can't pull out now, mate.
I know, mate.
Red plate.
No, I had to ring up the other day and I had to ring the sticker guy. I was like, I need some red backgrounds. He's like, righto. I
thought you would have been optimistic and got them done already just so you can whack it on.
Fuck, yeah. Fuck, I had to order a new front plate and I was like, now I've got to order a new front plate on the next store. And I was like, fuck me, No, it's cool. Like, I hope I can keep it for a little bit anyway. It'd be cool. So the young bloke thinks it's pretty cool. He sort of got on YouTube the other day and he likes watching the AFTN. He's seen me on there and he thought that was fucking awesome. And that's
why you do it.
That's what's cool. Like, you know what I mean? I'm glad he's coming to Albury. He didn't get to go to Maryborough and he's all pumped up and Dad,
he's going to do AFTN as well. He's going to give it a whirl.
No, he's only 7. No, he's only 7.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yep.
Yeah, He's all about, he says AFTN, like the way he says it. You going AFTN? I was like, yeah, mate, I'm going AFTN. Right, yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, so he's all pumped up.
I'm coming.
Yeah,
No,
he's
that's
coming.
awesome.
So,
How good's that?
yeah, no, I'll have.
So has the realization just not hit him that he's missing Canberra, or
No, I haven't even told him. He doesn't even know. He doesn't know what he's missing out on. Yeah, I think he's more excited to go and watch Dad ride. I think.
no? That's good. Yeah, no,
Well, he
that's
hasn't really
tops.
watched me race because every time he races, I don't race because it's
Yeah.
his day and I don't want to take that away from him. You know what I mean? And actually, it's a funny story for you. I've done 2 club days since that one we spoke about, Tom, King of the Pen, whatever it was, and I built a 252 stroke. This was about 3 years ago, and I said I'll have a race. And we built this YZ, and I was 22 kilos on top of this. I was 107 kilos riding this thing, right? Fucking first race, I go out, and believe it or not, I flipped it. I flipped it clean. I've flipped this 2-banger, and I just went, "You are freaking kidding me! What have I done? What have I done?" And like, I looked up at my old man and Todd Kurtz, and they're pissing themselves laughing. It was that embarrassing. I'd never flipped a bike in my life, and I flipped it my first race back, and flipped it, and I wish I just melted away into the Griffith oil. I just wanted to disappear. I was that embarrassed about it.
Oh, 100%. That is my fear. I've been close, but I've never gone right over.
And the young bloke never lives that down and says, "Dad, you flipped it," and he's seen it. And that's he never lives that down every time now. I was like, yeah, so yeah, but anyway.
You might be able to change his opinion at Aubrey.
Yeah,
there you go.
So, put it this way, I gave him the number 1 medallions the other day, and he was walking around me on his neck, and he wanted to put him in his room. So that's enough.
Awesome.
He's happy with that. Yeah, no, he's a big Tom Drain fan, to be honest. He loves him. And when Tom came the other day, and Tom gave him a jersey, and Sam gave a jersey to him, Tom's brother, and he thought that was the best thing in the world. So yeah,
how good's that? I love hearing that. I love hearing people coming back and
them Drain boys, they're good kids. You know what I mean? And yeah, they were good with me, young bloke, and yeah, they're big fishermen like me. And yeah, I took them fishing for the day. They come over, and I took them fishing for one day, and then we went riding that mine the next day. And Matt, his old man, said they couldn't thank me enough. And then Sam sent me a snap. He goes, "I think you've worn Tom out." He slept for 2 days after that. I think wore him out too much. So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
I saw that. Is it Scotty Dubler that is the commentating at AFT? Is it? I saw that Sam Drain got to step behind the mic and have a yarn. I think his mum was a little surprised when she turned it on and heard Sam. I tell you what, I know he's got the gift of the gab, and I've had a few conversations with him, and he's a great kid. But the way he presented himself and the way he was talking,
it was sick. Yeah,
this kid's a freaking natural. Like,
mate,
the third person on the podcast start throwing it in.
He's hilarious, that kid. When I had him over here, mate, he's so quick-witted. Like he's like his old man, put it that way, but he's so like fast and to react to something to stir you back up. And like Tom fell over in the fishing boat when we were fishing, and Sam was like 200 meters back with Tom Herrick. I had my GoPro on. He goes, "Tom, get on GoPro," to straight away to make sure we could see Tom falling over. And it was so fast. Like, he's a good kid. He's hilarious. He's got a big future ahead of him, I reckon. He's a gun. Yeah,
definitely. With his success with the Rookie Talent Cup, and as well as
even to get on a road bike and go out and do what he's doing, I think it's pretty cool. Like, I reckon.
100%.
So they would be into pro bass fishing or something if they weren't on bikes.
100%. Like me and Tom, like he's a big fisherman. Like I make fishing lures off the side as a little side project with me mate, and it's a pretty cool little thing we do. And he'd rather talk about fishing than bikes, and he's a massive fisherman.
Last time I was at Aubrey when they were there, Herrick and Jane, I just got out of my swag, I don't know, about 7 in the morning or something, and we were camped by the river there.
Yeah.
And I just poked my head out to get out, and there they are walking, big smiles on their face with their fishing.
Oh, yeah, They're hooked.
I thought you come here for the fishing or the racing.
It's funny, you know. You got Tom Herrick, he loves fishing. Todd Kurtz, he's my mate, like Brady's brother. He's a massive cod fisherman. Then you got Tom's a like we're all. I don't know. It's a bit weird. The fishing and the motorbike scene. I think that's all I'm good at. I can't do anything else. So I'm useless at any other sport. Yeah. So
Well, you see Instagram on white Lego lures. I'm thinking, what the hell is a Lego? And I looked down, I'm like, oh shit, he makes lures. How good's that?
Yeah,
like,
it's making out of timber. Yeah, my mate sort of started it, and and we sort of make them, and it's a good little hobby. Like they sell for big dollars. If you go back on my social and have a look how much they sell for, it's incredible.
So do you make those lures for a specific species, or have you got
just Murray cod mainly, Murray cod and yellow belly, like to suit our river systems down here. But like it's a full time. You can make it into a full time job. Like it's insane.
Oh yeah.
We've had BCF ring us and Tackle World and all these big people trying to get us to sell, and it's
wow, that's crazy.
Like the man, like it's funny because I've got a little in my shed. I've built like a 6x6 room that was built for lures, like nice. It's smick, and the lures have been dragged out, and it's now got my motorbike bench in there, and it's got air conditioning in there, and everyone's like, "What are you doing? You're an idiot!" And all my bike stuff's in there now, so I've moved the lures out for a little bit and got the bikes in there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But the fishing lures it's a cool hobby, and it's a good little get away from work and clear the head out a little bit. That's why I sort of do it, and obviously if I go fishing, you can go and grab one off the board, and like my lure board's in front of me here now. And you're looking at lures while I'm talking to you, and you just pick a lure and go fishing. It's pretty cool. But
is it a side business, or is it just more of a fun hobby?
Just a hobby thing, but it could be huge. Like you could go to town on it, and it's the demand for the lures is like messages every day on Instagram trying to get it. So
shout out your Instagram, get it out there. You'll probably get some people hit you up and.
It's Tom at Lego Head Lures. So it's just and they got Lego Head Lures, my other mate. It's just fishing really, but the problem is, Tom, it's supply demand thing, and we don't try and publicize it because the demand, like you can't do it. Like I did like a 12 days before Christmas. I did like a 12-day Christmas thing last year before Christmas, and the amount of like people and the requests and the money like that you can generate it's incredible. Like one lure is selling for like $170 for one timber lure, and like you sell them as a set. Like a set, I think I sold a set. I think it went for like $1,600 or $1,500 for a set of like 7 lures or something. Yeah, it's crazy.
How good is that? Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it is really cool. So, and I reckon
so now we know how you get into America.
Yeah, that's right.
Now we
know how he bought 4 tyres. He just sold a pack of lures and went racing.
Complaining about the price of tyres.
That's right. Here he is shifting gears and turning dirt when he could be selling wood.
I reckon the guys that when I won, I had all these friend requests. I had so many friend requests. And they would have went on my page and went, "This bloke, who the fuck is Tom Armstrong? Like, he doesn't ride bikes. He just got fishing stuff every pictures of fishing." Hey, no joke, guys would have been going, "I'm going to unfollow." I reckon they would have followed me and then unfollowed me instantly when they looked at what I actually had on there.
No, this can't be the same guy. No way.
Well, they would have went on there and went, "This guy's too boring fishing. I'm not fucking getting involved with him." Yeah, so but I think that motorbike post is probably the first post I've done on my socials, not being a fishing related subject. So
shit.
So,
it's actually interesting because I haven't met many lure makers. I've got a few mates that are into fly fishing back home in New Zealand. They all tie their own flies and stuff, but not really lures.
No, fish. It's like Murray cod and like handcrafted lures. You basically call it is absolutely It's insane, like the demand. And it's a big. It's like lure collect. Like a lot of guys that buy our lures are lure collectors. They just hang them up in their shed and they don't even use them. Like they just hang them up and I like the look of them, and they are a pretty thing. You go into a BCF or something, pick up a lure, you grab it, don't you? And you look at it and you sort of want to buy it because it looks cool and colours and that. So
when I jumped on Instagram to message you before I got your number, I had a look through it. I'm like, shit, those colours are out there. Like, I wonder if different colours would, you know what I mean? Different times of the day would work better on.
Definitely.
I don't know. My brain works weird with shit like that, so it was just interesting.
Yeah, I'm the same. Don't worry.
The way it goes. Probably ADHD like a freaking squirrel.
That's right, mate. I'm ADHD too, mate, so don't worry. It's all good.
Oh, now we're throwing labels on it.
ADHD,
Two
Tom.
Toms, mate. 2 Toms, yeah.
It's something to do with Toms. I think like
Must
my
be.
girlfriend turned around and goes, "Is every person that races motorbikes all fast, all wins named Tom?" I go,
Tom,
"Why?"
yeah, mate.
Well, we watched AFT and there was Tom Herrick, Tom Drain, and I said, "Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
guy that just won in Maryborough, his name's Tom Armstrong." And she's like, "Is that what it is? Your name's going to be Tom to win?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't.
I don't know.
Apparently."
I hope so. Yeah.
The other common denominator is small stature. Like you notice a lot of the leading guys in AFT are usually pretty short and light. You know, like jockeys. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm
definitely.
super tall. I'm 6. I'm 6'2". Yeah, I'm huge.
Yeah.
Like I'm real tall. Yeah, I'm nearly same height as Max Whale. I think we'll be very close. I reckon by looking at each other. Yeah, but when I was a junior and younger, I was size of Tom Drain. Like I only grew when I was about 17. I was tiny, the tiniest kid. I was the smallest kid in the field. Yeah, could barely touch the ground and decided
Well,
to.
that's like Jed Fife. I think he can. Yeah, he can barely touch the ground standing up.
Yeah,
and the way he pedals
his old man's pretty short.
Yeah, but he can pedal a bike like
I don't think
he's a legend.
Actually, I'm going to hold you while Jed punches you at Aubrey.
Yeah,
For that comment. Touch the ground while he's standing up. That's a bit fucking rude. From a short
I'll be in Canberra, so he can swing from there.
I'll take one for you. Yeah,
I'll hide at Griffith and Gunnedah though.
Yeah.
You're not really going to Canberra, are you? You're coming to Aubrey.
No, I'm going to Canberra. I've got there's 7 race meetings in 7 weeks, and I'm pretty much doing every single one of them. I've canned one, and I'm probably going to can the last one, but unfortunately, there's 4 meetings I want to do, and 2 of them are on the same weekend as each other. So there's not a hell of a lot that we can do about that. But the stupid thing is, in the past 4 months, I would have done 5 race meetings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then in 7 weeks after the weekend coming up, I could do 7 in a row.
Yeah.
And 5 of them are open meetings or titles. I understand rain dates and shit like that, and things get moved and things have got to do whatever else. But it's like, well, what about the start of the year? We did 1 Aussie title, lucky enough to do 3 rounds at Griffith, did 1 round at Nepean, and then 1 title at Gunnedah. So 6 race meetings all year, and we're halfway through it. So it's 1 a month, but now I'm about to do 7 in 7 weeks.
I can relate to that, Tom, because my fishing boat's been sitting there for 2 months. I must be pretty busy. I haven't touched it.
Well, at least you don't make soft plastics. At least your lures won't dry out and be useless.
Yeah, no, I said to this the other day. I said, this is with the juniors going on, me young bloke, and then he racing all the time, or doing practice every weekend or something. I'm like, I haven't touched my fishing boat for 2 months. What's going on?
Gonna have to take a day off work during the week.
That's not a bad idea. I think Tom Herrick and Gerd do that every now and then. You should jump on their train.
Yeah, I probably should.
When I called Gerds not long ago, I said, "What are you up to?" He's like, "Oh, I'm with Tom Herrick fishing." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I go Tuesday," and he goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Fuck, wish I lived
work,
close."
mate. I'm not saying nothing. I've done it plenty of times.
It's my kind of living. Yeah, shouldn't have to work it during the week.
I can't talk. I've got Hawkesbury River 15 minutes down the road, and I don't think I've ever thrown a line in there.
I think we'll wrap this one up, guys. Thanks so much, Tom Armstrong, for coming on. It was a pleasure to get to meet you. Thanks for winning, created this opportunity. And Tom Northey, obviously, for setting it up, because, he said, I reckon we should get Tom on. And I said, oh, well, if you've got some strings, pull him. And luckily for me, he does.
Well, I only had 1 string. I pulled it, and luckily he was on the end of it. So that's
I had an Instagram phone call coming through from Tom Northey, and I went, Tom Northey, hang on a minute. He does, I bet you he wants to do a podcast. That was the first thing I was like,
we didn't want to fucking go fishing.
I sent a message to Matt and said, "Send me Tommy Armstrong's number. I'm going to give him a call about the podcast." I think I got a message like 2 days later with the number, and I'm like, it's already set up. Oh, he's a
don't worry
weapon.
about it, Matt. Yeah, because I told him, I said, I'm going to do this podcast. He would have wrote back in and felt bad. I'm going to tear him up.
It wasn't that long, but I know what he's like. As soon as you ring him up and you go, I'll get it done, then he'll get sidetracked, and then he's definitely a busy man, and he's the results from his team definitely show.
No, good fella, mate. Very helpful, man.
100%.
Yeah, well, I look forward to meeting you at Albury. I'll be there one way
No
or
worries,
another.
mate.
And yeah, that'd be awesome. And like I said, thanks again for coming on. It was great to learn a bit about your background and who
Yeah.
this mystery man was, coming up and cleaning all these guys up that have been working hard for the last 3 years to win the
100%.
AFTN. And
That's
you
it.
just, I'm guessing your words of wisdom to all these young guys is take some time off, don't stress about it. And come out and
just
give it a crack then.
enjoy it as much. Enjoy it take a break for 13 years if you want, and then come back out.
Off the turf onto the top
It
step.
was enjoyable. It was enjoyable for practice and qualifying. And the first 2 races, I thought, what am I doing back here? That's what I thought to myself. So anyway, it's all good.
We love it.
Yeah,
right.
I hope you can keep the relaxed vibes made up and that doesn't stress you out
Appreciate
too much and you
Nah.
enjoy it and keep
Thank
the
you very
winning streak
much.
going. Yeah, no, it'll be
Thanks
good
for
to
having
watch.
me
I'm
on,
looking
guys.
forward to watching you.
Yeah, I hope I put a good show on for you, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you will. So to all our listeners, you know what to do. Keep it sideways. Go flat tracker.
Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go.